Hello, I'm Eagle. Eagle Gardens. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 374.5, the wormhole. Hopefully, you guys have had a nice night. You guys are coming from the last episode. Hopefully. Jason I still back in the chat. Oh yeah, I gotta bring up my chat. Excuse me while I stare off into the other direction for a second. I get my chat back up. There we go. Back up and around. There we go. Top chat going. Thank you, Jason. I am switched to live chat. Check. 4-6 watching. Who's the other 5? I see Jason. Come on now, join in. Join in. Let's get this. What else we got here? Might as well get some music or something going. Yeah. What's going on?
Same shit, just back at the lab now.
It's nice. Hopefully we get a few of us rolling in here. Now we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. So you got well, you're in the lab now. Can we see one of those slabs? Shit.
And they're not pretty. They're not pretty. This is the best of a bad situation. Like I said, we don't turn material down. We'll process anything. Results may vary.
Well, if somebody brings you shit, they can't expect miracles, I wouldn't think.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be fucking surprised. Like, listen, I understand you just watched some YouTube videos and you think this hash rosin looks really fucking cool, which it does. It does. The stuff that the YouTube video does. What you want to come out of this, dried out old stale weed is not going to be what's on that YouTube video. Man, when we did our very first event, and back we had before the rosin shop, like there were people that come up and then we'd press their stuff and like nothing would come out, and I'd feel so bad. So I'd take some of my weed and press it for them. Because they just the look of disappointment on their face is just like, oh. Here's a couple of those little joints.
Fatties. There's some fatties, man.
Yeah, it was because the pre-roll market, like I said, is booming out here. Well, the infused market is too. Like they're spending some money on some crappy like infused thing, like wannabe cannagars. I'm like, God, I can do better than that. But it's just a matter of like getting enough samples out for people to be willing to buy it. And it's just like, it's marketing. It's all fun.
Yeah.
See, this is what gets me though.
Some standards over there.
We shall see. But a bee can never convince a fly that honey is better than shit.
That's a pretty rock.
I mean, it's not very big, but it's a one of the dispensary owners. They wanted some chunkers. I'm like, I'm not making those for that price. Well, we came to a price of $100 for a 1 gram rock. So I was like, I can do that. That done. I was like, man, you're not gonna be able to sell it. He goes, I don't want to sell it. He goes, I want it to stunt. I was like, you want it to stunt? Okay, consider it done. I'm making you a rock just for that.
I definitely related to you back in the last episode when you talked about walking away with your material. I have done that several times with my bubble. I definitely appreciate it. You put a lot into it, man. I definitely every time that I've been lowballed like that, same thing. I'll fucking go home. I don't care. I'll smoke. I'll put this on myself. I'll smoke it forever. I don't care. Fucking
I've
before I
told people,
sell
it's
it to
like,
that.
I'll let it grow mold before I sell it at that price. Just like, yeah, fuck that. There's a jar that I'm working on.
Aldridge 25 says, "Do you raise the humidity to press flour or hash?"
Yes, for flower we do. The relative humidity, like those Bovita packs. I'm not a big fan of Bovita packs. I don't know if you can see that or not. But because they actually will pull terps, um, the smell out of the plant, and but the wet paper towel with some RO water works really good too. And we'll just take a paper towel and get it wet with the RO water, and throw the paper towel in the microwave, and that'll warm it up. And then we'll throw that then paper towel into the bag. I mean, it's not drenched or dripping with water off of it. It just then produces humidity that'll get the bag, rehydrated for pressing. Because when you're doing flower rosin, you're using the steam, in a sense, is my understanding is how it helps move it out. Because I've taken some stuff that was just really good caked bud, but it was dry and nothing came out.
That's one thing I've always been a little confused on the pressing end of it. It just seems to me more common sense that when you take a press flower, you would be getting more of the oils and the good stuff from straight from the flower. It seems like through the process of washing it and then turning it into rosin, seems like there would be more good stuff lost, to the
So
water.
yes, I feel that like even in the instance from just rosin compared to hydrocarbon, whereas one we're mechanically pulling the stuff away from the plant, the oil, and the other one we're chemically stripping it off. I feel the rosin will actually has more of the medicinal characteristics, and I hate to use the term the cure all, but it gives it those cure-all like properties. Whereas I feel like the hydrocarbon is more like a sedative in a sense, like I don't want to say extreme measures, and that's the only reason that we need extract, but like serious pain, um, things like that, like an alternative to opiate use, which I'm not looking down on opiate use. To each their own. I mean, what you do in your free time is none of my damn business.
For me, I don't know. It seems like just like the the hydrocarbon side of things are like a quick, more intensive high to where
Yes.
the water extraction is more of a full ride, more
Yeah,
couch
I can say
ride, full body.
like a like mainlining. Like I think of the like dabs or distance, like it's like mainlining. That's the closest you can get to, shooting it up is doing a dab. Like, right? Is that correct? Yeah, that seems right.
I would think, but yeah,
Especially if
it's
your
just
nails at
that.
like 800 or something or higher, that's definitely mainlining.
Yeah, I can't dabs. I can't dab like that for too long either. It just seems to gives me anxiety throughout the day if I just dab, 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 dab. Know what it is. I gotta have the flower in the mix. Flowers got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, no, I nothing beats a good joint.
I don't mind. I actually love my. I smoke shitloads of bubble. I prefer it in a nice joint laced with some good bubble is ideal. My ideal sesh, to be honest with you.
Excellent. Yeah, the infused joints. I think it's real funny when they put that stuff on the outside, and I've said the same thing for years. It's just you get after you say something for so long, and then you have so many people that are like, "Oh yeah, no, no, no," and they're dead set on it. Like I was like, okay, well, I mean, you can only tell somebody you're wrong so many times. But hey, if they say they feel like they get higher smoking it, by all means, let them smoke it. They're going to pay me how much more on it? $4 or $10 versus $4. Sold.
You ever come up to
What?
Michigan?
No, I've not been that far north. No, I've not been that far north. Went to Iowa one time, briefly. Didn't leave anything there.
Actually, it may be coming down to, supposed to be coming down to Oklahoma in August.
Oh yeah,
For the vets, there's a vets cup going on down there.
the Buds Cup, is that kind of like a Growers Cup?
No, the vets cup. They call it. It's a veterans cup.
Oh, Vets Cup. Okay, I'd get my brother in on it. Both my brothers are retired, or one's retired, the other one's disabled. They're both disabled. They're disabled because they're my little brothers, but retired military. There we go. I'm the one that ran out to Colorado to grow weed.
I wouldn't mind myself. I've always been living the dream of cannabis. So. But that'd be my first experience down in Oklahoma. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
August
I
is
actually got a
not the
brother
time
down there.
to be there.
No,
August is not the time to be here. No, sir. Humid. Have you ever felt your sack sticking to your leg? August and July.
Yeah,
that's not a fun thing.
Welcome, Johnny Can't See.
How you doing? I'm just getting it so I can see you guys. Sorry about that.
Quite all right.
What's up, Twitch? Enjoyed that. It was a good meeting of you. Glad to see you jump right into the wormhole. Awesome. So you know what I heard? I heard that those aliens that have been flying around our ships and buzzing our
the blue ones,
airplanes and stuff. Yeah, those they're saying that those might be drones from China.
Oh, there ain't no way on God's green earth. Like, are you talking about like? There's the instance they had the pilot that was flying at Mach 1, and he said this orb came up out of nowhere. He's cruising at Mach 1, and it's keeping up with him, and then it decides to circle his craft while doing Mach 1, and then peels off. China does not have anything that sophisticated. I would like to think that they don't, which I'm an idiot American. God only, we're the greatest country ever. Ooh.
Well, you remember when the Olympics were going on? You remember the drone show that they put on?
The crazy choreographed one, wasn't it? Like green or something of that nature?
Yeah, it had all the lights, and they were all doing their own little thing, and
yeah,
that's a complete different kind of a program, something that we don't even have.
But the ability to travel at Mach 1,
that many units. Yeah, I know. That's well, we have. Yeah, be surprised at what these.
Because there's reports. I mean, I don't think it's China drones. I think it's other off-worldly beings, or maybe they're from this world. Because there's been reports of like blue orbs being able to like go into the water. Like they hit, like before they hit the water, it like opens up and they're just boom. It's like, oh,
yep,
okay.
Like there's It's like there's a field in front of them that they can manipulate whatever is in front of them to go through it.
Yeah. I mean, them,
Buckaroo Banzai kind of stuff,
them damn Chinese, they are resourceful.
Yes, they are. And, who knows whether they found a vehicle off this planet.
Oh, yeah. We can't be the only ones that think that we are the only ones that have recovered off-worldly vehicles.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, it is 2021.
Well, heck, they had some sort of a craft back in the 50s or 60s, something like that was actually able to hover, and it was magnetic kind of field type shit.
Is it the ones that like the spun on the axis or whatever?
I'm not exactly sure about that.
They
I heard something about that.
That's crazy. My grandfather was telling me something, and he used to be a spook. He did 41 years for the government, and we can only find very little of it. He apparently did stuff with MACV-SOG, but he was telling us, he's like, oh yeah, they know how to make spaceships fly. He's like, take a stick. He goes, take a weight. If you spit it on that stick, he goes, you can pick it up. He goes, yeah, it's easy. I'm like, he just, nonchalantly tells you this information.
Well, back in those days, that was a long time ago. And knowledge has increased infinitely since then,
Oh yeah,
So
especially with the expansion with the computers.
It's pretty darn incredible. They're talking about vehicles going 21,000 miles an hour.
Oh fuck!
That would
I mean, the space.
I believe in it. I believe there's something else out there for sure. To think that we're the brightest thing out there, we're the top notch, top dog out the universe. It's just
that's a little xenophobic. It's a little xenophobic there,
right?
Right.
Like we're it. We're the shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go the religious route, to think that God made one rock with intelligent life on it, and everything out there he didn't, you got to be pretty. You got to be pretty special. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's other stuff out there.
When you go through the Bible, there's plenty of things in the Bible that talks about vehicles going out of this world, lifted up so they can actually see the planet. You know what I'm saying?
They also talk about a geriatric man gathering up 2 of every animal, putting them on an ark, and being cool for 40 some odd days. I'm just saying. I mean, to each their own. Oh. No, I'm not dogging. I'm not dogging. I was raised Christian. I just, it's just funny, good material.
So if there's something out there, how come we only see it intermittently?
Because it knows we're a parasite. It knows that we're a parasitic cancer that is just not good. Like, oh yeah, no, why haven't we gone to space since the 60s and 70s? Because they were like, hey guys, no, your perimeter is the moon.
Right.
Calm down. Get the fuck back over there.
The moon's hollow. They hit it with the spaceship and it rung for 6 hours or more.
So do you think it's an artificial satellite, Johnny?
I believe it is.
Could be.
I mean, how do you explain that? The moon rings like a bell for over 6 hours when they slammed the spaceship into it just to see what would happen.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's an artificial satellite because I mean they've got text going back as far as the Greeks and whatnot, way back that date the moon. Granted, this is also coming from the same people that told me 9/11 was an inside job at school. So
Right.
never
There's
mind.
also
Never mind.
ancient texts that say there wasn't a moon too, though.
Well, there
Oh,
is
yeah,
So
a
do
no.
you think it's at least,
before the
if
moon.
it's
Yes.
hollow, it would have to be at least like heavy on one side, maybe, that, you know, our gravitational pull sucks that one heavy side. That's why it doesn't spin. You know,
Well,
It's
that's
just like a
it,
spaceship. I mean, it's
it,
just like a satellite. It's just like a satellite.
how do we know that it
well, if it
controls
were,
the tides?
Oh,
How do we know that the moon controls the tides?
don't know that for a fact.
I don't
Because
have the
some asshole in
science
a
on it,
classroom
but
told me it did.
Right?
See, it's real hard because I've got two kids that are like 11 and 12, and like when they go through school and I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. Never mind. What's gonna get you an A on the test? All right, listen to that asshole. Don't listen to dad.
Yeah, but make sure they got their grounding. Make sure they know. Because they are steering kids in different directions in the schools
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
Oh, my they called me, what was it? They called me a kin of male Karen because I was like, look, I'm not wearing my mask. I have a medical condition. Not wearing my mask. They're like, just put your mask on, Dad. You got to save people. I'm like, oh God, the brainwashing has started.
That's what I'm saying. They're working on the kids in schools.
Oh, I think they
You
were
know,
working on them for the
they've
people
been
that have
doing that for
this
a
thing.
long time.
The people that have this whole the top elite or whatever. They Us normal people, we see at a most like a 50-year plan, a 5-year plan, 10-year plan. More realistically, they're looking at like a 200-year plan. Like that's they're like planning shit for like generations. Like I don't know.
Now,
That's
who are you talking about there?
the ones that made to control everything. In my opinion, the
The,
top 1% of the 1%. The Rothschilds, the Rodhams,
well, the
those
Chinese have
people.
a right. I understand
Say
those
it.
guys. The Chinese, they have a 1,000-year plan. The Chinese
Oh
have a
yeah,
1,000-year plan.
that's because they're like, oh, round eye, we get you in long run. Oh. I mean, they just
Yeah,
bought Walmart for God's sakes.
we get you big time. What's that?
I say they just bought
They
Walmart
just
for
bought
God's
Walmart?
sakes. Yeah,
Uh,
the Chinese government bought
Damn,
Walmart,
looks
not
like I
some
got to
like
shop someplace else.
not some Chinese like philanthropists, because they don't have those in communist China. But the Chinese government bought Walmart. It's like, wait, damn, really? And the Waltons were like,
That
done.
makes me, yeah, that makes me
did not know
wonder
that.
how they can even come into our country and purchase such
Because
a.
the politicians let them. I mean, well, look at
Mm,
the current standing president. That man has been in Congress for probably
48
older than
years.
I'll say probably older than you two gentlemen. I mean, no offense, not
No,
saying.
but he's been in there 48
So
years in
he's
Congress.
got a line. He's got a line that he rattled off one time. It was, I think, in the '80s or whatever. The man, actually, I probably shouldn't say after what happened to Dab and Granny, but I mean, I am quoting the president, so I dare I do it. He says, "I don't need some hotshot nigger mayor in my Congress telling me how to," and he rattled off some shit like that. But this is the president that said this in Congress to a colored fella who was
Yeah,
trying to voice his opinion.
he's one of the most racist people. Yeah,
Oh,
he's one of the most racist people.
and I love his little speech, his little rants on segregation. He goes, "It's racist for you to say that for your son to get, or your child to get your African American child to get a proper education needs to sit next to my blonde haired, blue eyed white boy." I was like, our blonde haired, blue eyed child. I was like, wow. Wow, they overlooked this. We talked about Trump grabbing her by the pussy, but we're gonna overlook this one, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
He's a good one. That guy is.
yeah, we'll get off that subject. I don't want to, ruffle any feathers or anything. I don't want to be cancel cultured like David Granny. That was some bullshit.
Yeah, big time. He's a favored gentleman.
Oh wow! Like, have you seen the way he like smells kids? It's like wow, really, guys? Okay, I guess we're gonna. I guess this is what we're doing for 4 years.
I call him
man, I
joke, rubbing celiac Biden. I'm
good.
sorry, that's just me.
A little surprised that he made it.
He didn't.
Yeah, no, it was a sham. But we all know, yeah, there's no, yeah. I'm sorry, I should have brought it up.
Yeah. They canceled Dab Granny?
She's actually made a comeback from what I was seeing, because like she was like, yeah, she like everybody was like, oh no, shame on you, you can't say that. It's like, what nigger. Oh shit, I said it. Like, oh my god, it's not like a physical anomaly. It's not like you can say it. Oh, like I wasn't talking to anybody. I wasn't saying it. But like, so she was saying it, and people took it out of context. And you know, the people that got pissed off about it were a bunch of white people. A bunch of white people. A bunch of real racist black people, but a bunch of white people got really bent out of shape for something that doesn't pertain to them, which really cracks me up.
Those are Karens.
Like, damn. Those are snowflakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because of them, I'm not gonna lie, I don't trust very many white people, because every time I've gotten fucked over, it's been by some dude named Tom or Jerry. I don't trust them. I don't like that cartoon. I don't fuck with the pussies or rats. Tom or Jerry. It's always a fucking Tom or Jerry.
That's too funny. Those are some characters back in the day, Tom and Jerry.
Man, Yosemite Sam and Froghorn Leghorn. Froghorn Leghorn was my favorite, and they took that motherfucker off.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I love that little chicken hawk, man. He was always trying to eat that big.
Hell yeah,
big rooster.
Use a chicken. I'm a chicken hawk. I say, boy. I say, boy. Yeah, I ain't no chicken. Now there's a chicken.
Yeah, that was classic stuff. I had a Tom that I actually had Yosemite Sam programmed into it, so he'd be yelling at me while I was driving down the road.
My dad had Homer Simpson.
He'd tell me if I took the wrong turn, he'd say, "You're going the wrong way. Don't make me comb you. Don't make me make you comb my mustache." He says.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was sitting there giving me shit while I was driving down the road. I liked it. I had to make wrong turns just to hear him yell at me.
Oh.
It took me back to the days of Saturday mornings.
Oh, you mean back when pounds were $4,000 a piece?
I'm sorry, back when what?
Pounds were $4,000 a piece? The good old days? What? Oh, never mind. Sorry.
I wasn't smoking at that time when I was watching those.
What do you mean? That's what everybody does. They get stoned and go watch cartoons with a bowl of cereal.
Oh, no. I watched the original cartoons.
Well, I did too. I just had to go to this special channel called Boomerang.
No,
I didn't watch them. Oh, so
no,
on Saturday morning when there was no other nothing except Saturday morning cartoons. See, yeah.
I was, that was at the time that I was a remote control and an antenna.
See, yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I would have to adjust the television for my mother. That was before we had color TV. Yeah.
No Vizios, huh?
No, nothing like that. No, we had Magnavox. And
Magnavox.
Yeah.
The channels that go click, 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 click.
Right? Resistor radios. Yeah, that was back in the day.
I hate to throw myself under the bus with Johnny there, but yeah. I actually lived out in the country, and when cable first kind of cable that came around there, Twitch, is fucking a thing they called On, a service they called On. And
Right.
it only a few people had it. It was run to only a few houses. And it
The
was like
people that
this
had
big
money.
old box you set on top
Well,
of your
that's how it
TV.
works.
You still had to turn your channel to fucking 3. And every night
Yep.
at 8 o'clock, because only 8 o'clock, they only had programming for so many hours. You'd flip the switch and on came on. Whatever fucking was on was whatever was fucking on.
Wasn't that a
So
push
that
button unit
was
on top of the television that you would push to go
yeah.
different channels?
Huh.
No, well, it wasn't even that sophisticated. It was just one channel. It was just that on. It was the only
Just
one
3.
channel. Just one. Just one. It was its own channel. It took this big old fucking box to fucking run the thing.
And now we're holding handheld things that have 10 times the
Right.
processing power, or way beyond 10 times. But yeah,
Scary.
Yeah, the
yes, it is
computing power
scary.
that's
That's what makes me think again. There's something else out there. It's these, like Johnny pointed out, huge leaps in technology. How the fuck do we go for like 200 years using rocks and fucking
That's
next to
because
nothing, and we went to computers?
it's not a linear change. It's not a linear change. It's going to be an exponential one. So the
that
graphs
makes
in
sense.
school. So where the graph goes along, and then it starts to raise up. But which part on the curve are we? Are we right here? Are we right here? Or where on that linear curve are we? As far as the advancements in technology, like that's why, like, it's scary. It's not cool. I don't like it. I mean, shit. You know how the Amish can be stuck at 1886? They can be like, all right, no, we're stopping here with our technology. Can we stop at 99? Nokia brick phones, 2-way pagers, 99. Just there. We got instant messenger. That's it.
That would have
I
been
don't
good.
know. I mean, I don't know. I like fuck Facebook.
Shit, a few more years.
Little
A
Big
few
Brother.
more years. You'll have fucking you'll be thinking shit to people. Just
What do you mean?
pissing people off with thoughts.
I eat enough LSD and I do that already. I don't know. I like fuck Facebook.
What's up, Paul?
What's up, bro? 4 years.
Little Big Brother.
What's up, guys?
Fucking you'll be thinking shit to people. How you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, got to turn that back speaker off there. There you go.
They had that extra feedback. I was watching on TV.
Yeah.
What's up,
That's
Eagle?
cool.
Not much, man. Glad to see you back, man.
What's up, Johnny? Plant a seed? Can a seed?
Fantasy. Yes. What's up, brother? What's up?
How you guys doing?
Good. Getting
Vibes
into
and
some
frogs there.
extracurricular theory here.
Oh yeah, no,
So
we're not
what do
talking theories. These are all facts.
These are all facts. Yes.
Yes.
You know, I totally understand the exponentially compounding
Mm.
because it's to me it's almost like it's almost like waves. It just keeps coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just it's crazy. It's scary fast. Like I handed my kids a Game Boy. A Game Boy Color. You got the little A, B, and the direction, start, select. And he took his hand and started swiping on the screen. He goes, "Dad, it's broken." He goes, "It doesn't work." I'm like, son, that's not a. Give me back my Pokemon game. You can't play that.
That is so funny. I see people doing that all the time. They'll walk up to something and they'll just start swiping their hand across it like it's gonna actually make it do
I swear,
something
I
on
bet.
television.
I bet for the people looking, inward at our lovely civilization, we look like a bunch of retards, walking around with their hands up to our heads and shit, just like, and then We do some
Or
weird stuff as
talking
people.
talking to nobody because we got an earpiece.
Oh yeah,
in.
yeah. God, you remember the Bluetooth headsets first came out? Like everybody had that same one, that same like little clip thing that was just complete garbage. And yeah, people like I don't even like talking on the like phone around other people just because like I'm having a conversation.
Yeah, nobody else needs to be involved in my conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind
What
of
I
how
discuss
feel
with my
about it.
doctor and my rashes are none of everybody else's business. So, you know,
Right,
geez.
walking down the aisle in the grocery. Yeah, I got a fucking thing going on there.
So it's not contagious. Okay, all right. I gotta call my boo. Thank you.
Chat.
That's hilarious. When that stuff first started coming out, when they were walking along, I thought somebody was talking to me and I'd get right into the conversation with them. Next thing I know, I'd realize, oh shit, all right, you're not talking to me at all. Because they were
No,
looking,
you
my direction and,
making eye contact with you, like,
right.
you know.
I always like to include myself in the conversation since they're nice
I
enough to include me in it.
you know,
I
I
seriously
might
turn around and
it-
be like,
I
yeah.
might have a
Uh-huh.
I might have a problem with that. If you're like if we're in the car and you're gonna take a call and you're on speaker with the person, guess what? I'm in that conversation too.
Right on, yeah.
And my contributions might be damning to the argument you might be trying to make. Just saying.
Yeah, those little gaps that you're filling, it just might not be the gaps that he wants.
Yeah. What do you mean? We went and did that last night. What do you mean you got to go do that tonight? Like you can talk to her tonight. You're not working. You're good. I got one of my guys has been staying. He's actually been out here with me for the past, I think 4 or 5 months now. Out here in Oklahoma. He's come down from New York to give me a hand. He's been a lifesaver. Fuck yeah.
Good to have friends like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you smoking on, Paul?
Smoking on some lemon bubble.
Menthol. Oh,
Lemon
hash
bubble.
or,
Can you
or
hear
is
me
it-
okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
So is that flower?
Bubble hash?
Flower? Or?
Yep. Flower.
Okay, cool. Did you grow it?
Oh yeah.
Right on. I love homegrown now, man. I used to hate homegrown when I was a kid.
Man, I hate shop weed.
What's that?
Dispensary weed.
Yep.
It's shocking, right?
I wait. Like I had my red card when I first came to Colorado, like in 2013, and I only had a red card for 1 year because it was like, oh no, yeah, no, I don't. Why did I want this? This is dumb. I'm just gonna keep smoking my shit. This is so stupid.
I was really impressed that anyone that has a medical license could come into Oklahoma and just get a medical cannabis medical license.
You don't even have to have a. You don't have to have a medical license from another state. You could just come from another state and say you want a medical license, and they'll give it to you.
Without
it's like $25
having residence or anything. That's great.
Without no yep. And so that actually opens it up to where we can now process for anybody.
That's going to create so much opportunity for you.
I hope so. I hope they leave it open long enough to be able to reap the benefits of it. I mean, with legalization, there comes legislation, and they definitely really like using legislation. Like every 3 months, it's a new law. It's like, okay, we got this new set of rules, guys. Got to follow it. Like every single farm I've dealt with does it all differently. Everybody out here does it differently, and it cracks me up. It can be real frustrating because there's one farm, the one out in Hendricks, a lot of weight just sitting there because the individual is like, no, it's got to be tested and before it can even leave the property. Well, it may say that, but I've not found a single farm in the state that is doing that. Like I have people bring me material all the time and it does not have any test results for it. And it's on the books. We're like, okay, well, I mean, my brother is my business partner and he's the one that has the business degree and he helps keep me legal because I can't keep up with all that shit. So it's
That's
interesting.
Having your brother be boy.
Oh yeah, that's because he's he's the only person I trust. I mean, I don't play well with others. He's not gonna fuck me. So every
You
other
don't
business
share your
partner,
toys well?
no, I'm the older brother. So like they shared their toys great.
Right? Yeah, give me that.
And in fact, my youngest brother has a story of me somehow. I don't recall this happening. I don't know how I got the Charizard card. I assumed I found it or whatever in a booster pack, but apparently I had strong armed it for it. And I was like, my bad, dude. I mean, if you really want that Charizard card back, it's in mom and dad's attic. Like, you could have them all. But yeah, apparently he was that was some trauma for him.
He's still hanging on to that one, huh?
Oh yeah, no, I mean so much so that like we're in our 30s now, and I gave him the card back.
That's good.
I mean, I got some pretty cool little brothers. I mean, they wouldn't be nearly as cool if I wasn't their older brother, but it turned out all right.
Well, my bigger brother, I got a little brother experience that I can explain. He was my bigger brother, 15 months older. And one day I said something to him, and it wasn't anything big, right? It was just little stuff. A few days later, he's got his best friend over, and he had to show off in front of his best friend. So he said, remember when you said that? And I said, yeah. And so he started beating me up.
That sounds about right.
Just
Apparently,
just so he could show his friend that he was
oh
tough.
yeah, well yeah, that's
My
like
brother,
I can beat up my little brothers. Nobody else can, but I can thump the hell out of them.
yeah, my brother was a Golden Gloves boxer, so he didn't have any problem beating the hell out of him.
I was bigger than them at the time. I mean, now one of my brothers, the middle one, he did the hand-to-hand combatives. He's a level 3 combatives. Did the hand-to-hand for his platoon or whatever over in Drum, and he's like an animal. He's like he could wad you up like a wet paper towel. And then my other one, they're both bigger than me. So besides the semantics, they're bigger than I am now. So yeah, we get along great though.
Right? That's a good thing. Wad you up like a piece of paper. Wow, that's some skills right there.
Well, I tell that to my my 300-pound loss prevention guys. Like he'll wad them up like a wet paper towel. Like he's not much bigger than I am. He's like 5'10", 160, 170 pounds. Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling Smiley. When I grow up, I want to have a garden like you.
Garden. Chat's popping. Trying to say hello to everybody in chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. One of these days, I'll get to the point where I can actually see chat again.
Shout out to my baby girl, Lexi.
Lexi?
So you think you'll ever share cannabis with your children there, Twitch?
My son would help me in the grow. They're a little too young to be consuming it, and they don't have any issues that would warrant them to need to consume it before 18. But yeah, no, my son would help me in the grow all the time. He'd get down there with shop back, suck up leaves. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. He's my little buddy.
And all. Yeah,
he's my little buddy. He's cool. He's real cool.
You got any kids, Paul?
I actually love you.
I have a 5-year-old daughter.
Nice.
She's a little
Same
boss.
question. Oh, she's a boss. She's got a pinky around
See,
you, or
I'm
he's
a
got you around her pinky.
girls will do that to you.
Little
Yeah.
girls will. Little girls will.
Eagle
I got
knows about
three
that.
myself. Yeah.
You got 3
kids
daughters?
myself. Yeah. Sadly, sounds like one of them almost your age, Chief. The girls are actually one's getting ready to turn 26, the other one in chat's 22, and I
Damn,
have
how
a
old are you?
17. I am 49.
49. All right.
He's just a puppy. Yeah.
I like to
Yeah.
think I'm
Okay.
still young. I like to think I'm still young. I feel young, Twitch. I still feel young, by the way.
Man, I don't feel young, and I'm not looking forward to being your age because I don't feel young now. I hurt like knees, fucking bones, shoulders. I mean, I've definitely put my body through some wear.
What have you done your whole life
Excuse me.
for a career? Your whole life,
Grow pot.
pretty
grow
much your
pot.
whole life.
Yeah, my entire adult career. Yeah, I've been handling weed since I was 15. But yeah, no, I've been growing pot. This is the longest stint not growing pot I've had in like 11 years. It's horrible. I hate it. I hate it. I mean, I love growing pot. I hate not growing pot. It sucks.
It's fun. I have to admit.
Cannabis has been a part of my life that pretty deeply as well. But I didn't actually start growing it until a little later in life. Yeah. 27, 26, 27. I wish I would have started earlier. But I was definitely hustling up till that point. It was
Yeah, I mean, most people don't get into growing like, hey, let's just start growing some cannabis. And they usually have some kind of footing in the door, no?
yeah.
Especially starting back in '99. I mean, not everybody was like, oh, let's just, mom and pop, let's go grow some pot.
Yeah. Actually, in what was it? It was 79. I actually tried to grow some plants in my closet because I had some bag seeds, and my dad found them and destroyed them and
As dads
grounded me
do.
for 2 months.
As
Yes,
dads do.
and grounded me for 2 months.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, but after that, I just ended up slinging it just like Eagle was. I just take care of my buddies and me.
How did he
I
catch
knew where
you?
to get the smoke. How did he catch
He
me?
was a child in his closet.
It was in my closet. It was
He was in his
lit up,
house.
and in my dad's house, and I left for like 4 days. I went down to my mom's house, and then I came back. And when I came back, well, he wanted to know what the hell is a light doing on in the bedroom. So he went in and found it. And, well, Johnny had some answering to do when he got done with that.
Oh, that's good.
What kind of light did you have? Was it some fluorescence?
Oh my God, man, they were incandescents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know what growing was.
It's
But
like
I
me with
had
my bag seed, putting the taproot
and
out
that
above the water.
I think that experience right there that my dad gave me for a long time. The first time I started actually really growing, December 2019. That's the first time I actually popped the seed where I kind of knew what I was doing because I studied for 8 months before I even got into it.
Oh, yeah. I used to sit on the forums on Roll It Up, Cannabis.com, IC Mag. Like, that was real big on Roll It Up.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff, I don't even know what it is. I didn't even get involved in it. Throughout most of my life, it was just smoking it, consuming it, and selling it to my friends. And that was beneficial enough for me. And I stayed out of jobs where I had to actually go to do a test. So I'd be more in construction and
like
more
piss
warehouse
test.
type stuff. Yeah.
See, I used to be a firefighter, and fucking Oak Point Department. I used to carry fake pee every shift. It came in handy too. I needed it. Like, it wasn't that I like messed up or anything. I was in the brush truck. Somebody backed into the civilian's car. Everybody in the truck had to go pee.
It's like that? It's a group effect?
Yeah.
Dang.
Like, somebody fucks up, everybody goes. And like, they take you
guys
right
are
there.
a team. When you're a firefighting team, I guess you're all a unit, right?
I guess
accountable for each other.
I think it was just all the ones that happened to be in the vehicle, and it was it's all a little hazy, but yeah, I was very glad that I had my fake pee.
Yeah, I remember one time I went for a job interview. One of my buddies, he wanted me work under him on a painting crew.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, just stop smoking for a little while and then come in and do it. Man, I cheated so hard the day that I was going in for that. And I just smoked and I got really high, right? He calls me and a month goes by and he says, you haven't heard from him yet? And I said, no, that's really weird, right? And he says, yeah, that's strange because they called me right away. And I go, wow, you must have been a lot cleaner than me. I don't know what's going on with that, but all I know is I didn't want to work underneath him. So I took the advantage of that and got myself out of that game without him realizing,
Well,
some people are not good bosses,
and some people are, me and my brothers explained it, like, some people's, like, their mental state is like a Christmas ornament, those round, really fragile ones. Some of them are like Pyrex spheres, like they can take a beating. Some people just are fragile.
Others are like marbles. They're invincible.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, but he was not the guy that I wanted to be barking orders at me.
It's like, look, dude, we're cool, but we're not that cool.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made for a good friendship. I can tell you that right now. I would have been his worst employee.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't hire friends, because, familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah, I've hired a few friends to do work for me, and you got an expectation of how things are done, kind of like, right, Eagle? And when things aren't done to a specification to your satisfactions of what you're delivering to a client, you have to speak up. That's all there is to it. And some people cannot handle that kind of, dude, you got to do it like this.
Yeah. It's so because, like, when you work with people, you become, they become complacent, thinking, because you got to keep a good relationship with your staff, but you can't get soft on them. You got to be able to, like, listen here. Oh, that's a whole nother story.
Completely.
But see, at Twitch Extracts, though, nobody gets fired. You just don't get called back, because when you run an illegal grow operation, you can't exactly have disgruntled employees. That's just not really good for survival.
That's a fact. That's like having a mad girlfriend in a situation where you can't.
Hey, man. We're not even going there. We're not even going there. You know what? Fuck that. Nope, that is not meant for everybody else. Oh, all right, gentlemen. I think I'm gonna go. I'm going to bed. Fuck this. It's getting late. It's 1:15 here. I don't know where y'all are located at, but y'all take
West
care.
Coast.
I enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
We will do it again.
Thank you. I hope so, man.
Good
Sir.
meeting you.
Have a good
Johnny,
night.
Awesome
Paul,
Twitch.
Take it
Eagle, it was
easy.
a
Great
pleasure.
conversation.
Hey, if I get it easy, I'll take it twice.
All
I
right.
hope to bring you some products
Sounds
someday
good.
and meet you in real
Please,
firsthand.
please do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No doubt.
hit us up on Instagram. Anytime y'all are in Oklahoma, Southern hospitality.
Can you mail that stuff to you? Oh, well, that was just a late question.
That would have been the funnel. Mail it all in.
Right.
Oh, man.
She would have to buy a post office.
Right.
A truck. A swappable truck. One they just drop.
Have it
They
delivered on
drive
a,
and drop off and pick up the empty.
have it delivered on a
It's just-
or a freezer truck, you know.
I
Man,
thought
I
about
can't wait till
working
we
for
get
an
to the
extract place. Just so
Go ahead.
wondering, wonder if I could process my product there. But it sounds like only in Oklahoma.
Probably not. Yeah. They got some pretty liberal laws over there that you can get away with stuff, it sounds like. You know. What's
Hey,
up,
what's
Red
up?
Pill? How you doing?
What's up, Red Pill?
Missed Twitch, didn't I? Damn it.
Yeah, you weren't fast enough. I was expecting you to hop in.
Well, you got me to enjoy now. Yippee.
It was
Yippee.
extracts.
How you doing tonight?
So, what's that? Sorry. Paul?
How you
Yeah, I
guys
think-
doing tonight?
I was busy too, being entertained. That's why I didn't get in earlier.
Yeah, it got squirrely there for a minute.
I'm recovering from a long day. Long day. Oh, man.
Yeah. So how'd your tile job go today? Did you make some progress on that since you got your tile with you?
Yeah. Oh, man. So, talk about working with friends, but it's also one
Yeah.
of the things when you talk about working for friends. So,
Yes.
what is it like when you open up a can of worms and you should be going the extra mile and they don't want to go the extra mile? That's kind of where I was. Man, I opened that up and what I see, it's terrible. Terrible. There's extra water damage. Fucking, why do they put windows in showers? Please tell me. To this day, why are they putting friggin' windows in showers?
I can tell you why they do that. It's because back in the day, they didn't really have that kind of ventilation. So they had to have windows in those moist areas.
The window that I have, I mean, you can change.
It's
the
just
windows.
something to carry through, in the building industry.
But this,
That's all it did.
well, maybe it was a shitty
That's what it is.
remodel, that's for sure. It wasn't true to the house. It was a replacement window, and somebody went through, and in my opinion, probably just put everything in there bad. But man, all the water problems stem from that window. So,
Wow.
I rebuilt as much as they would let me, and then some, and then some.
Because you couldn't not do it, right?
No, I
In
can't. I
in
can't
some
do all.
situations, man, you just can't look and say, man, I can't cut that corner. I won't
In this
cut that
case, it was. In this, well, this was kind of it a little bit too, Jeff. Just a tiny bit,
I'm a
because
perfectionist.
I am too. I am too. That's part of the dismay here. Is I like, and that was fucking half the reason why I stepped out when I did and went more towards cannabis, because I've always been geared towards higher dollar work, that finer, challenging work where it's but man, as time went on, man, as houses get built, man, people want cheap, 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 man, custom
Right?
Home Depot trim, and it just got disheartening. It was like, same old, fuck this shit now. It was just, I didn't want to do it anymore. It was just boring. It was boring.
It's hard to go below your standard.
But, and again, there was a lot of the uh, time. It took a lot of time. It takes a shitload of time working for yourself. Calling people, doing estimates, talking to them after the job, talking to them on the job. They stop you, bumped in. Shit, I talked to Tile for an hour today. Colors.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I'm thinking it all lays the same. It all lays the same. The colors is
Yeah,
all up to you. You're the one that's got to live with it. But,
yeah.
and so
They don't realize that.
I it, so lately too, I'm kind of, I don't necessarily have to have the nail bags on. You know what I mean? It's been to get out of the house, generate just a little bit of extra fun, whatever. Just
And you
step
enjoy
away
it.
for a little bit. I enjoy it. But
Yeah.
and with that same aspect, it was only with the intention of like here and there when I wanted to play bass to play. You know what I mean? And that was up front with the first party that I agreed to do some work with. I give you maybe a couple of extra days a week. Show up when I show up. If you need me, whatever.
Be happy when
Play
I
your type
show
of
up,
shit.
kind of.
Basically, yeah. I'm here to help you
Yeah.
out, not run the job. I'm here to help you knock your shit out. But as I go along, it's been getting, can you, other people, you want to take this on? That was my problem again, too. And then I could hardly ever said no. I had a hard time saying no. Taking more on. And that's kind of where I lie here. I didn't really have to take this on. I looked at the job and I kind of went, yeah, all right, I'll help out. And then when you go to help out and you can't go to your
You
full
can't do it the way
ability,
you want to do it.
yeah, it's like, man, I wish I would have fucking never took down this bullshit. At one point today, I was like, God, man, I hate doing this shit. Man,
You
but
do get into that in tile. Tile is a pain in the ass at times.
there's a bunch of little bullshit in there too. I didn't see
Yeah.
the like it had drop ceiling there at one point that had to reattach to the tile. It was little cluster fucks in there, but it's all good. I've laid a lot of tile. Yeah, actually, it's a fun little story about me and like tile, I guess. I picked it up instinctively, laid it, and I'm not bragging or whatever, but I was told from the beginning, it's fucking nice, straight, beautiful tile, flat, do a nice job. And then I had never actually met my real dad until 20, come to find out, fifth generation tile guy. So it seemed to like be there already before I even knew, you know what I mean? It just came natural.
It was
So
in the genes.
Yeah.
I can lay some beautiful tile. Yeah. What I found out though is it's good as tile as I think I can I lay, and I do showers and all that good shit. Glass showers. I've done a few glass showers, complete glass wall showers. All pretty bullshit. My uncles now, woo, them cats work some shit. They do murals. They fly across country. They fucking
Oh,
go fucking. A few of them's done some shit in Spain, murals in Spain,
Them guys are
mosaics,
craftsmen.
tiles and
They're
shit.
they're
Yeah.
craftsmen. Yeah.
My one uncle incorporates fiber optics in his
oh
shit.
shit.
You know, you
Wow.
go, yeah, he's
Dang,
I love that.
that's,
I,
that's the
I
deep
have
stuff.
to say I have inspiration, and I did get verification that my aunt and uncles, I think it would be 22 years old. This, if someone look this up, this is a record, because my aunt and uncle have a fucking gecko that's like 22 years old. Okay, and they got a really fancy pants master bathroom, and they got the gecko's enclosure terrarium right next to the pooper. So you get to, you know, as you're going to the bathroom, you're looking at the gecko right next to you. And I always thought that was so cool. And I kind of want the same thing. Eagle, I don't know how much of a headache this is going to be, but imagine if instead of those windows in the shower, what if, you know, like MTV Cribs version, you know, fancy pants, like I'm saying, wanted to have a fish tank in the shower. So they're taking a shower, you know, washing their hair, the loofah's going all which way, and you're looking at some clownfish in a coral reef. How hard would that be?
Like a
easy.
wall of fish tank inside the shower, kind of. That would be kind of wicked.
Mm-hmm.
You would just basically
Massachusetts
need,
speaking.
the closet behind it for cleaning and, but yeah, that would be too easy to rig it up like a window in the
Mm-hmm.
shower to where you could just watch it, but you'd service it from, like, say, a closet in the back. You know what I mean? And do
Mm-hmm.
everything there, but it would be flush with the shower wall. That'd be too easy.
Yeah, I'd imagine that where you walk into the shower would be those clear bricks. Anyway, whatever, what are those, glass or, you know, whatever?
Oh,
Yeah, you
just
wouldn't
the
be able to
glass
see through that.
blocks. Yeah, you could.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
be
you
able to
could
see
fog
through
it
that.
again.
Yep, and then you
You
know,
just do
yeah.
you could always,
Um,
the back of the tank itself, you could always, line it with some kind of false background like they do with
right.
fish tanks. But the other part of the wall, make it a frosty block or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. You could go that route as well.
Yeah, because like I said, I want that glow from the fish tank to still light up the whole bathroom. You know.
Nice idea.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm inspired by my aunt and uncle. Like I said, that damn 22-year-old gecko. I didn't know geckos live that long, but I might have a world record, or my aunt and uncle do. Oldest gecko.
I think them lizards live a long time. Especially those ones down in the inner earth,
Oh, them damn lizards. We got all that tile, reptilians.
Those
Reptilers.
reptilians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about tiles and
And they
geckos.
blink 2 shades, 2 eyelids.
Kamala Harris, our vice
Yeah.
president, is a reptile.
Oh, she's the president.
Yeah. That reminds me
You
of
see
the
her?
movie They Live, We Sleep.
Oh yeah, Roddy Piper. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
they were talking about that earlier in chat actually. They live. Looked up during the first episode. They were talking about that. That was a crazy movie right there, man. Kind of relates to now times. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
What's the name of that movie?
Roddy
They
Piper.
they live.
They Live. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Like 1984.
Yeah, definitely 80s, 84, 86, something like that.
It's
You might be
probably
able to find it on
because it.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's probably because it had Rowdy Piper in it that I probably didn't watch it.
Oh,
Oh, you weren't a fan?
Oh man, I used to watch him back when I was a kid. You know, I actually saw Andre the Giant wrestle.
Did he wrestle?
That was pretty damned amazing.
He was
I don't
huge, wasn't he?
I don't think he was wrestling. He was massive. When I stood next to him, his leg was bigger than my whole body. And
Yeah, I don't
you know,
remember like wrestling. He more or less just smack people around just through wrestling.
I think he was part of that the former race of giants that we used to have.
the Nephilim.
You know, they had a guy down in Brazil, I think it was, and I think there was another guy in Japan. It might have been in Japan where they literally had him walking through the city, and he was like 3 times the size of a very large horse, and he was wearing like a diaper, kind of.
Yeah, man.
Seriously,
It wasn't a,
actually,
I was
it
going to
was
say it wasn't
actual
candy.
video.
It was a diaper.
No, it was actual. Well, it wasn't it wasn't a diaper, but that's the way it was because he probably walked around without clothes. They probably dressed him so he could be civil, and because he didn't live in with them. You know what I mean? He was outside. But they got a video of that where he's actually walking along, and you know they got the president or the emperor. You know, it was a pretty big thing. Speaking wise,
So Red Pill, how was the chat with Captain 420 there, man? I had to fall out, man. I was out, man. I logged out and I was out. I had no problem falling out, getting ready to go up to work today.
It's pretty good. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I got
yeah, it was a good conversation.
I got to sit in the driver's seat.
Yeah. You did sign off with the random acts of kindness, hopefully.
Oh
right?
yes,
At least
of
that.
course.
Thank you, sir.
I got
There
you.
was no shout outs though, Eagle. I was kind of
You know what?
disappointed with Red Pill on that.
Hey, yeah. Okay, so in my head, I was thinking like this. I was thinking today, like, man, I probably could have off memory thrown out a good, I don't know, 8% of the shout outs list, probably. So if that presents itself again, I'm gonna go off memory and trying to get them in order too. That'll be the fun part.
I couldn't do that.
Oh, I was thinking of it today, and I'm like, hey, I think I know more names on that shout out list than I think, just off my memory. And then of course I think I could have cheated, and I can go back and watch an episode and write them all down and force myself to memorize it. But I was surprised with in my head how many flashed in I think in pretty good order in my head. I've sat around for those shout outs long enough to where they're starting to get imprinted in there.
Right.
The noggin.
You're better than me then, because I still fuck them up.
No.
Every once in a while you do.
You could. I don't believe that. I think you could do it blindfolded at this point.
Sometimes like it takes a rhythm, man. I can't do it without music for one. It just feels weird without music. And but man, I have to. I try to get in rhythm. If you ever watch me, I'll be like bouncing with the song.
It does. I feel like it does. Like what's the one that starts out with an acoustic little guitar, and then it comes real heavy with the metal electric one? whichever one that is, I feel like is a perfect one for the background of shout outs. Cause like I said, you start out with a roll into it, going with the shout outs. And like by the time that electric guitar is going, that's when you're going like speed reader mode.
Well, I think that's maybe a Tool song. Maybe how that one is there. There's a few. I wish there would be more. And you know what I think too is, I think actually YouTube's looked in a little bit at the channel, at least into the copyright aspect of it, because I don't actually get as many copyright bullshit anymore. I don't. I think maybe I'm closer to the mic or I'm speaking fast enough to where it's not picking it up or something. I don't know, but I haven't seen as many complaints anymore. Maybe they're just looking, going, he's doing it. He's
Well, that the machine learning that the algorithm is built on is getting smarter. That's what it is.
That in itself is scary.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I heard that Elon Musk has a chip to interface into our brain now.
Why,
It will
if you go
make
get
you
the,
enhance. No, it'll enhance your computing skills.
yeah, the
It'll
neural
turn
link.
you like it's like that. That's what I heard just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it's definitely real. It's all.
Yeah.
It's all.
I think they're
But if you
using
think
Elon
about-
Musk as a superhero person propaganda
Yeah,
to introduce smart chips, which they've already developed. ITT Tech developed smart chips a long time ago that could go inside. They're like the size of human cells.
I don't know why anyone thinks it's a good idea. It's like something that's we should have learned is a bad idea. I know people base it, and that's one thing Elon Musk says. He's like, oh, just because it plays out bad in a science fiction movie doesn't mean that's the way it's going to play out in reality. Well,
yeah.
I would think that's a good enough excuse. Like, even as bad as it sounds, like, oh yeah, where'd you get that idea from a movie? Like, well, it's probably more true, than it sounds. So yeah, I just don't know who would do that. I don't know who's going to be like right now. Crypto is real hot. A lot of people that 2 months ago didn't even know what crypto was, or are only into it because it's for them it's a fad. And then the same thing is
Right.
with, I don't know who the first in line people are going to be. It's got to be a celebrity and political spokespeople to get people on board with it. But I don't know who's going to be first in line to get a smart chip drilled into their brain. I can't think of who's that. I don't, it's weird because I can't think of. Go ahead.
There's a group, like a corporation that offered it to their employees to get a grain of rice in their hand as a chip so they could go to the break room and buy their goods and clock in without touching anything. And couldn't believe a bunch of people opted for it.
Was that do you have to know, was that a Wisconsin company?
I don't know where, but
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, I've heard of a few
So-
places in Europe that have done that too. And I remember a lot of that. I want to say it was here in Wisconsin. Some company did that. Everyone made a big stink about it. Big old stink.
So
I think that's insane.
tons of people lined up for fucking a lot of rich folks would say whatever, but for cryogenics. So if people are willing to sign up and be frozen to possibly be unfrozen and brought back someday, they're definitely going to get some takers for somebody that thinking they can upload everything and then maybe be immortal that way, or be able to be downloaded into something else when things go wrong, or you know what I mean, be preserved and
I just think of it as something everyone that knows is dangerous, and we're all looking at each other like, who's going to be the first one to do it? We all need to see if the first one's going to die if they do it. you know, and then everyone will do it because they say like, oh, Brett Favre, I don't know why I'm thinking Brett Favre. Brett Favre got a Neuralink. I'm going to go get a Neuralink.
So do you think it might be the opposite way though, where it's like you said, waiting for somebody to try it, then they're all sitting back watching them. They're like, "Oh shit,
Yeah, they're like, you
he's
saw
out
right.
of control."
Yeah.
No, I think it'd be the other way. Oh shit,
Well,
superpowers, we should join in, bro.
what they're trying to sell it to us though is you might be right where it might be one of those, you know, when there's like a crazy video game or something coming out, concert tickets, you name it, where people are camping, you know, they're in the first in line and they're there like 3 days or a week before whatever is being sold is even there. It might be something like that because it's going to be perceived, or the way it's sold to us is it's so powerful, it's so good, you're going to be godlike and be all powerful and run the whole world with this little chip in your brain, you know.
Yeah, you'll be just like, you're the VR man, virtual reality, man. You could just walk up and link up anywhere.
I don't, and now my
There's a
mind went
Black
to, my
there's a
went to
Black Mirror movie about chips in someone's head. Do you guys watch the series Black
Yeah, I
Mirrors?
do. Yeah, I do. It's my favorite TV show, or it's my favorite Netflix. It's my favorite. It's
Yeah. Have you seen the one where the chips are in the people's head and they have to rip them out before they explode?
is that a newer one?
No, it's on one of the. It's an older one. It's like there's
I've seen a
computer
movie like
chips,
that.
and everyone's got the computer chips, but one of the guys finds out that it's about to explode.
Jason Statham, right?
I'm not sure, but that's the kind of the what happens on the film. And one guy rips his out before it explodes, but he sees everyone's chip exploding in their head, like, you know, a computer malfunction makes all these chips explode all at once. But yeah, it was on Black Mirror. I watched it a year or so ago.
Okay, well then it has to be a newer. I thought I was caught up on it, you know, so it has to be a newer episode or one I haven't seen. I know that
tried to
I
get me to
don't.
watch that shit a while ago.
Who did?
It's right up your alley. My daughter,
Oh,
my oldest.
I love it. Yeah, it's a good one. It's my, like I said, it's I like it so much where I thought I took it maybe so serious that I thought that there should be like now the name's slipping in my head of what those meetings are called, but for people to learn about technology, and they have those, you know, like United Nations meetings, like kind of not a Bilderberg type shit. It's a whole other thing, but there needs to be some like educational way of teaching people the dangers. Like I said, like don't take everything you get from this type of media thing, but maybe some of them actually have more, you know, good advice or a little warning of what the future could play out like than we give it credit for. And with the Black Mirror thing, I would say that that's like the perfect educational tool for how every right now thing that's transitioning from what was scientific into the real world right now. Like I said, I can't think of the implanted microchips that are exploding people's heads. The first one that came to my mind was the Android bees that replaced actual, you know, biological bees. And those things are, spoiler alert, are going around killing everyone. Those are the one. That's the thing I thought of, the first one. Maybe there's a different episode, but that I just think that the person who made that show went so far into the thought process of like another one is based on a lot of people think, is it cruel to lock someone up? You know, me, I'm not in this camp, but people will, you know, think, is it cruel to lock someone up for their entire life? You know, put them in a little whatever 3x6 box for, solitary confinement for whatever crime they did. And if there was a technology that exists, and it already has, proven to exist, we just don't know if it's, like I said, something that we want to put people through, if it's ethical or not. But they found ways where they can, I don't know if it's drug induced or like a implant induced thing that they can do, but they can make time dilated so much to where 1 second to you, it's all 1 second in real life to me and you. But if we got this drug or this plant chip inside of us, it would make that 1 second feel like 100 years. So in reality, say you do whatever crime that you would get life for, you name it. Let's not get all visually graphic with those kind of crimes that would you would end up with that sentence. But instead of going and spending that actual time of your life in there, you could simulate that and put some people through this frozen time experience. And then they come out with that same, corrective, it's supposed to be correctional process, and it's supposed to, go in time out.
In a minute.
Think about what you did, and then maybe, we don't have to stick someone in there for the rest of their life till they die. They can just do it in 1 minute, and then they come out with that same exact experience. They did do a Black Mirror episode.
So in other words, if you do that to a person, you set them up into a little virtual reality cell for 100 years, and they come out and they're a psychotic mess after 1 minute.
Yep.
What's that going to say?
I don't want to give the I don't want to give the episode away. Like I said, if anyone wants to go back and watch it for themselves, I need verification. If one person's okay with me explaining more, I'll explain the rest of the episode. But if people want to go back and watch, if there's another person that wants to go back and watch it, I'm not going to say anything more. But
it's a good topic because
like I said, I love it. I think I look at it as PSA. That's something that the world leaders need to watch for the technology PSA. And being like, hey, this is why we shouldn't maybe be so excited about letting Elon Musk put a fucking smart chip in your brain, because he's going to make you think you're in hell. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go clickety clack on a keyboard, and then you're going to be in virtual reality hell while he's running around with gold bars in each hand.
it's all part of the reset.
Scary stuff.
I need a dab after that.
Yeah. All part of yeah.
Well, why aren't you
So
there?
Paul, how long you been growing in this business?
Probably 20 years growing.
Really? Wow.
I started when I was 14, and I got busted just like you with I had a 400 watt, those big umbrella lights.
Yep.
I had it shoved in my closet with a plant in a garbage can, totally over blasting it. I went to the restroom, left my closet peeped. My dad found this, 3-foot bush in my closet, and I got busted there. And that was when I was like 15 or 16, but I grew a couple of years before that. And then I had to take a break for a few years. And then when I moved out, I kind of got started up again. But I got started young. I love growing. It's like a passion for me to study the cannabis plant and structure and how it grows and everything about it. I love it.
Yeah, I like each characteristic between each plant, how it expresses itself. It's very damn gnats. Fuck.
What, a gnat flew in your mouth?
No, it just flew in my eyesight. It pisses
Eyeball.
me off. Eyeball. I almost closed it in my eye.
Do you guys have a 100% gnat-free garden?
No, I do not.
Me neither.
That's the thing.
It's getting to the point where I'm starting to think about militaristic kind of responses.
I'm sitting in my bedroom at night and I'm seeing like 5 gnats on my screen, and I've killed like 3. But there's a few gnats flying to the screen, so like the light should pop on in like pretty soon, the next 10 minutes.
Nice.
But they're all coming to the screen. It's kind of like,
Well, yeah, they go to the light, man.
yeah,
Wow, it's so cool.
Those gnats are other people dying in another dimension. They just all go to the light. That's what that light is. We're a gnat going straight to the light.
Part of the fade.
The soul
Yeah.
transfers into a gnat and then goes to the light and fries. Yeah. I actually put a bug light inside my room here to help me with the situation, and it actually has. It's doing a fair job of collecting a lot of the bugs that are just flying around, but still
What do
there's
you-
those ones that are a little bit outside of it, you know.
you guys ever use praying mantises?
I love those.
I tried them once. It didn't work out for me.
It's kind of an adventure.
I
don't
if
think
you have
they hatch though. Yeah, so
if it's an indoor garden, how's that going to work? I mean,
I think they end up cannibalizing themselves.
really?
Once they eat all the prey and there's nothing left, I think they will start to.
Eat themselves?
That's what I've heard. I don't think I've seen it too much, but that's what I've heard. And then you end up with a few big ones, and you could let those go outside to kind of create if you have any outdoor plants, or just to let them go. Hopefully they'll reproduce.
I've looked to try to find the video again, but someone did upload a video, HD macro footage of a praying mantis destroying and devouring a caterpillar, like a woolly caterpillar,
Yes.
one of those fuzzy ones, and it was zoomed in, up close, perfectly focused, and you saw it like rip it open, and like this weird inner, like you don't think like a caterpillar skins like a damn rabbit. Well, that's what happened to this one. You like skinned it open, and there was like a blue membrane worm inside the caterpillar moving around, and then he went into that and sucked it out like a goddamn fucking what are those popsicles in the sleeve, the plastic sleeve, and then the juice, it melts all in, and then you finish the juice in that little plastic sleeve. It was like that. It was like just sucking on it like a straw.
They look like aliens, little aliens or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And this was like beautiful. I was so impressed that someone on a weed plant caught this footage, and it was like as good as like National Geographic like footage. And I have to
Zoomed in.
Yeah, I want to research for this video. I was gonna torch it.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
So you can
Most
do a
definitely.
dab with red pill and space that shit on.
Yeah. It won't take me but a second to throw a little bud inside my bowl.
I still like the smaller rig better than the bigger ones myself for the extracts for the dabbing. I don't know if it's my old lungs or if it's just a better way to go.
Smoking on me some Gone Dog Mimosa that I got from Evolve Genetics.
Must have been a good strain there because you've had that around for a minute.
Oh yeah, it's tasty. I mean, I'm impressed with it. It grows really nice, dense, and it gives off a very like a mandarin kind of a orange smell off of the plant. But when you're smoking it, it doesn't taste like orange. It's got more of a different flavor. But it hits really good. And they're very pretty buds too. It's one thing that I like about it. Got really nice colors on it. This Tangerland that I got growing right now, it's pretty. It's putting off some very nice smells too.
Yeah, that orange terp when it's has an orange flavor. That's a good. I love that orange flavor from the terpenes. Mandarin orange sounds really good. Tangerine.
It's got more of
Terps.
a, when I blow it out, it's got more of an earthy kind of a flavor.
Mhm.
But the flower smells citrusy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
When
yeah.
I bump it, it just the floral just goes through the room. It's just
I love
amazing.
those citrus terps. For me, when I'm trimming, it feels like a therapeutic session, just smelling the flowers and enjoying
I
like
like to sit here and just look at them. Man, that would kick my ass.
Grab you by the boober.
Cheers,
Remember that,
everybody.
the old
Cheers.
Cheech and Chong? Actually caught a little bit of fucking Up in Smoke the other day.
What? The movie?
Chong's Up in Smoke. Yeah.
That's a great one. That's classic.
So I've
nice
got one of
trees.
the
Go ahead, my bad.
Sorry, go ahead, redpil. I was just gonna say we got one of the chilumbiums. It's cracking the earth with the root rot cube. Yeah.
Yeah.
One up.
So
far.
that's the strong one so far,
Mhm.
right? Do you call that the strong one, the first one out?
So
It could be.
Did you call that the strong one or the one most adapted for its environment? That's the way I heard it.
I want to go full psychedelic and say that it heard about us wanting to breed it so much. That's the one that
And
it's
it
like,
and it said, "Fuck this shit. That's me.
yeah, I'm the one.
I want to
Look
be
at
the
me.
bee."
See,
Yeah, he's like, look at me.
restroom break.
Mhm.
the
There
two that's
can't be
broke the
two
top.
people on the restroom break. They're gonna think we're doing cocaine in the bathroom.
Right?
And see
I'll wait.
a third back there. Officially got three out of 10 so far.
Oh shit.
Nice.
This little guy
That's
right
exciting.
here, you don't
I
know
like
how
that
many
tub.
fucking beans this little guy has seen. And the success rate in this thing is just stellar.
And the lid
You know,
snaps
it's
on,
hard.
right?
It's a hard plastic. It don't
Does your
snap
lid
on,
snap
but
on?
it's got a nice little bit of a lip there. If you can see that.
Okay.
It's old.
So
I wish I could find
right.
another one, but it gets
I
nice
like
and
it.
humid in there. Man, this thing does work really good. I used to have a couple of them, but man, I have sprouted a lot of seeds in this thing. This is my preferred method. Root wide cubes upside down, poke them with a pencil or whatever, drill bit before, you know what I mean? Give the seed a little place to shoot. pop the seed in there, about a half inch. Boom, every time. Every time. Every
Never had
time.
luck with the cubes. You know that? Never had luck with those. I got a whole bag of them, and I did it. I tried to root seeds in that 4 different times, and it just never worked. Didn't make sense.
It takes you leave them in there a minute too. Till I got like
To use
some
the
like
restroom?
beefy roots.
Yep. I'm going.
Do you guys
potty.
ever pop your seeds in the water with hydrogen peroxide and just let them sit there until they pop?
Yeah, I do
I
that.
don't use I don't
I,
use
I
the
just put
hydrogen
it.
peroxide.
I just
Go
put
ahead,
one
Jack.
squirt in of the
Yeah.
hydrogen peroxide in the RO water.
I just let them
I don't.
soak in
I don't
some
know where
water
I
to see
heard
if they're
that,
gonna crack.
but I just heard that it kind of cleans the outside of the surface a little bit, so that it is more acceptable to the next environment or something like that. Is that a
Yeah.
fact or?
Even in microgreens practices, when they grow microgreens, that's a practice they do is soak the seeds in water with hydrogen peroxide.
I've been having really good success rate with doing that as well. On my last one that I did 6 beans, and I got 100% on my sprouting. I had one bean that didn't crack along with all the other ones. So I took that sucker and I got my tweezers out and I held it down and with my tweezers I got in there and just cracked it just a little bit and put it in with the into the towels, and it took a little bit longer for it to pop out, but it came out. And then once it came out, I got it into the dirt or into the to the cocoa core, and it had no problems coming up from there. So I just had to tease it along a little bit, by cracking it, because it wasn't. I don't know. Sometimes those seeds, man, they're unbreakable, for the plant. I just don't understand that.
Do
What
you make your
causes a
own
bean?
seeds?
Do I? Well, I've actually had a couple of incidents where I actually made some seeds. I'm not somebody that's trying to do that. It just happened. So it's like, yeah, I got some seeds of my own, but I'm growing some seeds for Miranda Family Farms, and Evolved Genetics sent me some of his stuff, so I got some of his stuff in my garden. And Kazoo Kush sent me a few of his strains that he's done, so I'm growing a few of his in my garden. And I got 4 more that he sent me that I need to pop, but I got way too much. I got to whittle it down a little bit before I start doing something else. Because I find myself, if I get a little bit busy on things, I start neglecting other ones, and I don't want to do that to the plants. I want to give them the respect that they deserve. Kind of how I look at
Are you running that bug cheat
it. Am I running
by
what?
Miranda Family? The bike seat from Miranda Family
Yes.
Farms?
And I just did a clone run on it. I just cut a bunch of clones off of it, and I got 100% clonage on it.
She in
Very
flower yet?
healthy roots coming out. Yeah, I got them into flower right now. Matter of fact, I'll let you take a look at it. I just sent a little picture over to him today about it. You can see
I
that.
sent those along with the gelumbium and Jack.
Oh
Nice
yeah,
year, by the way,
I've
Johnny.
I've
Thanks
been
for supporting
I
me.
like Oh yeah, right on. You guys like that shirt? Badass. Let me get a little light on it.
That's awesome.
Awesome. And you know who did that? Kazoo. The guy that sent me some of those beans. He's a hell of an artist.
We can see his shirt and we can see
So
the
this is
plants.
that's the bike seat right there, how I got it set up anyways.
She looks sativa. She looks like a
Mhm.
sativa linger.
Yeah, I like you know, she came out very uniform. This one here's a little bit more tiered. This one kind of straight down, you know, that one's more tiered going up that way. It's already sticky. I mean, just touching a little bit of it there, it's kind of got some stickiness to it. But there's that one right there. It's right there. That's one from my accident that I had, what I'm calling it.
Mhm.
And it's got a very, very unique look to the leaves. You know, it's just really weird looking. I got another one over here that's further in flower. It's right over here. A little further in flower. You see the way she looks? Kind of wicked looking.
Or were there those two different lights?
Yeah. This one here is my Bloom Plus 4000 right there.
Mhm.
And then this one over here is my Hydro 2000 SL 2000.
Nice.
Yeah. But this is my Tangyland over here. She's looking really. See if I can grab a hold of the stem there. Really gnarly.
She's fat at top.
Yeah.
She bulks
Looking
up.
really good. She's really starting to lean. I had to put a rod in there to keep her from falling over.
Mhm.
Yeah. Very sticky. She's starting to get more of she was very fruity flavor, starting to get a little bit more of a kind of a, almost like a gas smell to it. And this one here's my Bubba Hayes. She's doing pretty good too. She'll be coming down pretty soon.
What up?
Oh, what's up, Smiley?
Hey, Smiley.
How you guys doing? Coming up on
Kind of
the
low
You know
peak
what?
here. Got your
What
shirt
was that,
on, Smiley?
I don't know. I got a different one. That's cool, no.
I like the shirt. When I wore it out, I got a lot of compliments.
Yeah, people knew what it was.
Yeah. No. Wow, that's a cool shirt, man. Where'd you get that? Got it from my Gromy.
It's kind of funny you say that, Johnny, because when I went in to pick up a couple shirts, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. When I was running around getting materials.
Hmm.
And I had a request for a couple, an orange one, and I needed to snag a few other pinks. And so I was stopped back over there, and he says, man, because he told me when I printed it up, the first ones, he printed himself one, and his lady.
These things are hot, right?
He said, man, everybody wants one of these things.
One of the orange ones or one of the pink ones?
That's
The design in general.
Okay.
He made a pink one for his lady, but he's got a silver one like we do. He
Nice.
says, yeah, people are asking for these things like crazy. That's fun.
I'm telling you, man, it's a great design. It really is. I mean, the cartoonish part of it, it's clean. You know, it's really nice. I I I got a lot of compliments on it. Wanted to know
Still
where
want
I
them
got it.
blacks. Still want them black
Hey,
sheets, man. That's what I tell him every time I go in. I don't know what it is about he I don't know what it is about the design, but he don't want to print them on black for some reason, or he wants to rework the design. But I'm like, man, I wear that's my color, man. I dirty up some shit, man.
mm,
So I like black, man. I wear a lot of
what
black
about a
clothes.
like a navy blue, midnight
That would
blue?
be all right too. It would be bad.
Dark gray is good too. That heather kind of gray, kind of neutral.
Maybe a dark blue with gray art, the gray art. You know, make it real.
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine.
God.
That's a good one. Dude, you got to get a
Something
tie-dye one too, man.
a tie dye, a camo one.
Cool.
I'm telling you, man, tie-dye this here with a tie. Oh shit, man,
Oh
that's a
yeah.
fucking that's a
Neon
cannabis
purple.
cup right there. That's a cannabis cup wearer. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Yeah, purple.
this
Holy
this
shit.
I don't know if this died out because maybe the chemical it was made with is like too environmentally toxic or something. But in the 90s, you know, like maybe it was certain eras of times, you know, have certain colors and different things associated with it. Definitely like tie dye. But I remember in the 90s, every toy had this heat transfer color on it. Like some was maybe like white and
Smiley.
green. Like you'd be able to like hold something and it was green. You hold it for a long time and then it turns white. Or they
Yeah.
had another one that was orange and you hold on to it for a long time and it turns yellow. And
Those
I
are super
remember,
popular.
yeah, and I remember someone actually in school had a T-shirt that was like that. And we used to, maybe we couldn't do this now, but everyone in the class would all put their hand on the kid's body, right, and then leave their handprint heat signature, and then watch it, you know, disappear, you know, because when it would cool off, it would go back to its original color.
Just
That's
showing
pretty
this to
cool.
Gus because he says hot pink. It's pretty hot pink. It's not hot pink, but it's a hot pink. Yeah. I was actually
It's
surprised
definitely
at a
not
hot pink shirt.
salmon.
Salmon.
That's definitely not salmon.
Nah.
No. Is there a difference?
Yes, that's pink. Yeah, the color. When I think of the color of salmon, it's got more of an orangey kind of a pink to it, because that's what the meat of salmon looks like.
It's really kind of
Man,
one of
that's
those
good
ones where
fish.
if you think about, you know, it when you recognize it, orangey pink. I've seen that too. At least the color
Yeah,
receptors in my eye make it up. But I've seen that tint too, and it doesn't make sense. Like orange and pink, how those two colors going to blend? But they actually
I
do.
yeah.
appreciate the yellow now too. Yeah, I do like
I
the
like
yellow.
I like this color right here. This is nice. I like I like the different color of the mice in there. It's just a little offset of the green.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Aliens. Aliens.
aliens, aliens. What you smoking on tonight, Smiley?
I just lit up some Gorilla Glue 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that stuff.
Yes. I'm quite fond
I
too.
I've got an auto that I purchased a while back when I got my first seeds, and it's by Expert Seeds. I think that's who it is, and it's a gorilla, and it's supposed to be real frosty, real good grower, and I just have not had any success with these seeds.
No?
No. Um,
It's It's seed though, right?
Yeah, it's from seed, and I'm not sure if it's an auto or if it's a regular, but I think it's an auto. So it might just have an issue, but it just seems like when I did grow it, it was really, it did not dense up at all. It was just air, you know.
Yeah.
But it might have been just me at the beginning of the grow too, you know. So
Yep.
one of those
I,
things I
I
should
also
probably.
think, did you do a crystal check on it?
Oh, I didn't see much of that going on.
Okay, so that would be well, that's another good thing to ask then, I guess, because that also makes me think. A lot of people, I don't know if they do this on purpose or maybe they just have better luck than the people buying the seeds, but I think there's a lot of people cutting it way too short on autos. Like I remember there's still them out there, you can find them, but there's ones that they called 60-day wonders because from germination, supposedly, you can harvest the plant after 60 days. You technically can. You probably run into the experience you had though, right? Where there's buds there, but they're more airy and not resinous yet. To where if you actually
Yeah,
let it
it was
finish
just,
out longer,
I was not impressed at all. That was one of the one seeds, the one plants that I have grown that just didn't impress me at all. So I haven't really stepped back into that.
the first time I grew autos was in it was either the spring summer of 2009 or 2010. It was greenhouse seeds, green amatic, right? And those they were all right plant structure, right? I didn't grow them with the best nutrients or the best soil. I had a soil mix based on stuff that you could get on your equivalent to a Lowe's or a Home Depot, more of a Midwestern, more local store, but same thing. I got a mix that I made from there, and then I found nutrients in the either in my in the basement or in the garage. That was like Scott's all-purpose liquid fertilizer. So between those two, it's what I grew these automatics with. And people say that it's progressed, and uh, even back then, the automatics weren't that good. But then it wasn't too long after that. It was like 2012 where I grew from Dynafem. I grew their Critical Plus auto, and those multiple times turned out so good, and I grew enough of them. I don't know why I kept ending up with multiple free seeds of it. It was just like one of their freebie seeds for the longest time, to where uh, I had two different automatics of it, and I actually think I had three, because that's how I discerned the stability of it. So I think I had three different and multiple different seed purchases, these Auto Critical Plus seeds. And I grew them out, and I had two phenotypes that were similar, and one that, out of out of the three, two were similar phenotypes, and one was its own. But all three of them were definitely what I would call satisfying or reasonably good wheat, beyond my expectations of what even an autoflower would be, plus a photo period. If it was a photo period plant, I'd still be impressed. So then that led me to do what I've done a few times, where I've gotten freebie seeds, grown them out, liked what I got out of that, and then bought an actual pack of those seeds from the breeders. So after those freebie seeds, I was so impressed, I bought an actual pack of Critical Plus. And I grew one of those plants out. That was one of the last plants I was growing before I got busted. And so I never got to grow that photo period Critical Plus out, flower it, and find out if it was one of the two phenotypes that I was getting in the Auto Critical Plus that I liked so much. And that was past the point of me being pretty routinely cloning. So that would have been able to be saved and kept around. I did have a mom and I did have clones of it that were flowering. They're outdoor, and to me, those were the ones I had when I got busted. So I just never got to give it a test and see what they actually were. But assuming that they were, one of those phenotypes that I got in the autos, this is, like I said, this was 2012, 2013. So if people are saying that autos are good now, then they have to be really good. I can imagine based on how good this Critical Plus was.
Yeah, I got mine when I was doing my studying before I even started my, my first grow. So it was, they're probably 2 years old now, I would say, right around there when I got them. And I got them from Graybeard Seed Bank. I got a couple of freebies from him. One was a strawberry cheese, and it was an auto. But the first one that I grew turned out really good, but it really didn't have any flavor to it. And the second one that I grew, it was beautiful. It was just a single bud, and it was the size of my water bottle. As tall as it was, bigger than it. You guys seen that one, anyways? And it's got no flavor at all. I mean, none whatsoever. So that one there, I'll be taking that crystally little no flavor thing, and I'll just incorporate that into my edibles.
Yeah,
so I was gonna say they're good for biomass and depending on what you're wanting to use them for, but
Does it smell good?
I got lucky.
When it was growing, yes, it smelled good, but now, no, it doesn't. Has no smell at all, which is kind of weird.
I must have just been really lucky, or everyone needs to go out and buy some Critical Plus, because the ones I had, two of them, like I said, that ones that were similar, they had, dead on to the same terpene profile. Beyond description of how I could even say it was almost, the only way I can describe it is a sharp fruitiness. But I don't know what kind of fruit. It was like a weird peach cantaloupe fucking type cross, but not sweet. It had a different is like, I don't know how to describe it. If you could delete the sweetness from fruit, but somehow just taste the loudness of the fruit, that's what it was like. And I thought it was really unique, exclusive to those two plants, that phenotype. And I've had it again. I got to experience whatever that terpene is. So I knew I was, whatever this terpene is, that if I experience it again, in the profile of essential oils for that, whatever it's producing, it has to be pretty dominant. And it's not, it also probably wouldn't be even detectable or in real low amounts in a whole lot of other shit because of how unique it is. So I don't know, let's say the strain itself, not the autos, because autos might be diminished in total terpene profile. So let's just say it's a round number of 10. It would be like 9% of that would be whatever this terpene is. That's what I mean by like how sharp and almost like monotone, but distinct it is. And I sure liked it a lot. But in Colorado, I got to experience it again from Green Dot Labs. They had Bodhi Seeds Prayer Tower. Prayer Tower, can't exactly remember what male they used, but it's a lemon Thai crossed, I want to say snow lotus. One of the males that Bodhi uses. But it had that same terpene profile. Whatever, that sharp, peachy cantaloupe, no sweetness tone to it. So I think the potential is there. Like I said, Dynafem is a pretty well established seed company, so their reputation is pretty good, and whatever, they probably had the ability to have space enough and a plant count high enough to find those outliers and only breed the most terpiest and best Autoflowers. So that would explain why I got that. It's I don't know. It seems easier to breed Autoflowers than it is to breed good Autoflowers. You know, you can make any strain Autoflower, but is it going to come up? You know, is
Oh.
that?
How do you make a regular strain Autoflower?
By crossing it to a non-photo period
Oh,
plant.
okay.
But I don't know exact, you know, what the offspring is. I don't know how many times it either has to be back crossed or inbred to do that. And I've heard varying things when people talk about that. You know, I've heard people throw around the term semi-photo period or semi-auto flowering. And those are plants that just have an earlier triggering time, you know. So, or plants that could be prone to going into flower in veg if the photo period, you know, if its veg cycle isn't like 24 or a 24-hour veg time, or if it gets too root bound or certain nutrients get thrown at it. Some plants have the tendency to start flowering in veg, but they're not true autoflowers because you can still clone them. You can't clone true autoflower. So
Yeah,
That's funny.
I've heard of people trying to re-veg autos. There's someone known for it.
I had a Cindy 99 blueberry, the one that I had in my, and it was an auto. That sucker grew to 59 inches. And I cloned it.
You could clone it.
Yeah, I cloned it multiple times, and I had no issue with any of the cloning or anything. It was supposed to be an auto. So I kind of scoffed it when somebody said, "Well, you can't clone an auto," and I laughed and I said, "Well, I did." Unless they were lying about what it was from the pack, you know.
Well, I did have that happen one time, and I chalked it up to the one time that I'm not perfect. I made a mistake. Like I said, I grew out a lot of those freebie seeds from Attitude, and one time I thought, this is what I mean. This is according to what I think happened. I thought I germinated a set of all autoflowers, like 4 autoflowers. But what ended up happening was 3 of them went into flower. And they told me that they're autoflowers, but one of them didn't. And then I had to like keep checking myself and, you know, do the scramble to see like if I threw away the bags that they came in, to see like, you know, which one is this, and if it is it labeled right? Did I mislabel it? Did I accidentally germinate a seed that I thought was an auto flowering and it isn't?
So do you
You know,
think mine was partially auto and partially?
that's the thing. I don't know, because the same thing happened to me. I don't know if I either got given a seed that they said was auto and it wasn't, or was just supposed to be auto but actually turned out to be semi-auto, or if there's an actual mix-up on either end. Did they give me a seed that was a mix-up in the wrong strain, either by Attitude's mistake or the breeder's mistake, or did I mix it up and germinate the wrong seed on accident, photo period, with 3 other?
Mislabel it or something.
Yeah. I couldn't figure it out, so I don't know, you know.
So Smiley, I haven't heard you talking yet.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
my fault. My bad.
I'm sorry, Red.
Yeah, jeez, man. I was just in chat. I was talking to chat. Yeah, I don't know. I really I don't have much nice to say for autos. I don't know, man. I'm not an advocate.
Fucking autos.
And I'm not trying to talk bad against it and whatever.
Do it, please.
I think I haven't seen a good one, and I haven't smoked a damn good one yet. So I don't know. I think they're shit, and I think they're a waste of time. But I don't know.
Okay.
There's a purpose for them. I definitely think on an agricultural scale, there's huge purpose for them. But for somebody growing in a tent, I think it's a waste of time. I think you get shit from it, and it's fucking C-class bud. And I've never smoked any that had any bag appeal or was anything decent.
Well, that wasn't my only experience with an auto. I did have autos that same thing like Johnny. It was either airy and terpless, or it was just terpless.
Yeah, the bud structures always come out shit to trim. They're fucking airy as hell, and I don't know. I mean, I haven't run a ton.
My Cindy 99.
They're good ones, but my whole other issue with it is if you do find that unicorn, that's a good one. Well, fucking
can't
enjoy
clone.
it, because yeah, what are you gonna do? You can't repeat
Well,
it,
that's what I
right?
mean.
Like,
That's what happened. I took the fucking hint. I'm like, hey, I haven't smoked good autos like you're saying, but 3 for 3, this critical plus auto is pretty good. And then it made me want to get the photo period version of that plant because that's the only way to keep it around.
That makes
If I
sense.
get lucky, if I get one of those two
Yeah.
phenotypes that I like, guess what? I can clone it, and then yippee, I got the strain now that I couldn't keep before.
right, and I think you're in just as big of a hunting through regulars to try to find something that really works for you, and or you like, or it grows well in your room, or whatever. Right? You find a good strain, you might search through 5, 6 different packs of seeds or whatever. But my point is, like with an auto, if you're gonna do that and you find one that's desirable, you can't repeat it. It's fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like you spend all that time hunting for this one that you like, and you can't repeat it. You know, and so that's why I think it's a waste of time. I mean, it's fine if you're throwing it off in the corner. I get it. There's all kinds of other reasons, but I'm just like, in a serious note, I don't think it.
So Smiley,
I don't know. At least not
on
for
that Cindy 99 that I got, on the Cindy 99 blueberry that I had, it's supposed to be an auto. Could that have been a mix of a photo? I mean, because that thing was, it was 5 foot, you know,
Yeah, well, I mean, autos will grow different.
and it had huge
There
colas
can
too,
be a huge variable too.
you know.
If it was mixed with an auto, my understanding is you'd have like half of them that would be auto and half of them that would be photo period, you know. So it kind of mixes up, or it might be 70-30 or whatever the mix is. I don't know how that goes, but you'd have a some of one and some of the other in the prodigy. I don't think there is necessarily. I don't know. Is there a in between
Well,
one photo? I don't know.
the light leak that I had actually impregnated my Cindy 99 blueberry, that 5 footer, with the haze.
And the blueberry was an auto.
It was, yeah, it's supposed to be an auto.
Yeah, like I said, I've had a similar situation. I can't figure it out. Like, is it an auto or is it not? I don't know. Is it?
I mean, because I thought autos flowered.
They're not.
You know, I actually had to put it into flower for it to start flowering too. That was another thing.
Then it wouldn't
It didn't do
technically
that.
be an auto.
So,
That's what I was just gonna say. Is an auto a true? By definition is the auto is not. It's not gonna respond.
triggers on its own.
Right. It's not gonna respond the same way with a change in light schedule.
I should also mention I did, for curiosity's sake, also grow and finish out an auto in full 24-hour light from seed to harvest.
May
Just
15th is the best time to plant an auto.
Why is
If you
that?
live, because if you think about it, May 15th, let's say you started inside, it takes a week or so, and it's in a little cup or a pot, and you transplant it into a big pot outside. Hopefully you live in a spot that's nice, beautiful weather. So by the end of May, let's say you keep it inside until June, right? And you transplant outside in the beginning of June. So 2 weeks inside and you transplant it. It's beautiful. Most places it's super sunny in June,
Yeah.
July.
You're gonna have
And
what?
then you're harvesting like the first couple days in August or the middle of August. It's usually great during that summer stretch. And I think they do well during that time. And like, even if you had a greenhouse or on a back deck, a balcony that gets a lot of sun, that's the best time to do them. But like you said, indoors, it's probably not good for autos at all,
Yeah.
unless you have.
So
I
you
like the
think an
idea
auto
for outdoor too. Like you were saying,
express better?
start them early enough. You're gonna harvest them sooner. You know what I mean? And you're not pulling a tarp to light depth or anything. So there are benefits. I'm not trying to just shit on them. I'm just saying it's like, I don't know.
Given the opportunity, would you shit on an autoflower plant? Literally, though.
I probably would, yeah. Kick it at it or so. I don't know.
Good question, right?
I like
Which
it. I do.
that leads me to my next thing is that this is everyone has their own techniques, but it made me think when you said transplant. I don't think I've ever grown an autoflower and transplanted it. Always just started it in the plant and it finishes in. Because even then, I don't know. I can't remember if I knew this because someone was already saying it back then. But I kind of maybe I thought, I don't know, it was intuition or I heard it back then that people say the same thing. Like one of the things that triggers, that determines veg time for an auto is its plant that it's, or its pot that it's planted in. You do it like in a little
Yeah.
2-inch Rockwell cube, it's going to only veg to 8 inches tall. If you do it in a 3-gallon pot, it might get, like Johnny said, 3 feet tall before it even makes flowers. So.
You start it in a pot like this, I think, or you just start it in a huge freaking fabric pot, like you said to begin with. The pot it's going to finish in.
I did the first time I
best.
did it was like I said, Home Depot 5-gallon buckets. That's more than plenty of space for an autoflower. Overkill, guess me.
That's
Do it in a
overkill.
1 gallon.
I think a 3-gallon pot for a regular type of an auto,
Mhm.
the one that would normally stay small, that 3-gallon pot is plenty enough room, plenty
I
enough
like 1 gallons.
food for it to go through it. Yeah. I did my last one in a 3-gallon and it bulked up really nice. I mean, it looks good, pretty, but it's got nothing to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, it's nice, but I'm just not. It's just not that thing, It's just it doesn't taste good, but it looks good, right? I mean, it's a good looking plant, but so that'll end up going into my butter, oil.
Yeah.
Fry up some chicken with it.
Then I got the recipe thanks to Eagle.
Nothing like using. What's that?
He's shaking his head.
Off
the
mic.
recipe for some juicy thighs, some juicy fried edible thighs. Remember? Damn that episode.
You don't remember
Mm-hmm.
the dark thighs?
Oh, them juicy thighs. Yeah.
I was gonna say, heard you miss?
Yeah. Hey, I've been chickening ever since then, man. Hey, Eagle, those those square pots, those were the pots Smiley set up for you?
They were, the second run on the air boxes.
So what's the dimension on that? I'm just curious.
Me too.
On the top. What is that, like 12 by?
Would
like 14 by 31, I want to say. Right off the top of my head, but
okay. 14 by 31.
So
that makes
it'd be
sense.
too
Okay.
big. They're too big to put like 4 in a 5 by 5.
No, you should
put 4 in a 5 by 5.
I think
Okay,
4 would be
cool.
okay. Yeah, 4 would be
Sweet.
okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
13 and a half.
Man, that's a great size, Smiley. I like that.
Wasn't far off.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll fit perfect.
Yeah. That's a good size. I thought it was bigger. For some reason, I thought it was more like a 27-gallon type of a tub, Or
I got
like that.
this round I put
Or
2 plants
18-gallon
into
tub.
one.
Are you
And I got 1 plant. 2 in 1.
It's actually perfect.
Go ahead.
No, a 2-in-1 in the earth box. I like that.
Yeah, 2 plants in 1 earth box, and then the one's just got 1.
You're gonna have to flip them sooner, though. You can't let them get beast mode like you did. 2 of those plants in there won't be. That ain't gonna fly.
No, I just would I have to start feeding them at that point? Start top dressing them a little bit often? If I did, though.
If you
Would they take it?
If you went to a tree like that, Yeah, you probably would. I mean, in a general sense, the volume of soil media that the plant is in is kind of like the battery, right? So and you're going to deplete that really quick because you got a really small battery, so to speak. And that's just the mindset I've been taught and kind of used myself on it, I guess. But so yeah, I mean, the
It's gonna have a half-life.
bigger the plant is, the quicker it's going to deplete that battery, right? When it's running, because you got to think like metabolism, like cells to stay alive require energy. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
like we always talk about like sugars and things like that, and what a plant does at night and different things. Well, at night it shuts off photosynthesis shut off because the light's gone, right? It's going to close its stomata, and then it goes into respiration, which is basically it's starting to eat. You know what I mean? It's using up the sugars and starches that it put together during the day. You know what I mean? But those cells still need to be alive. That's why, like if the plant can't photosynthesize, and they're say it's a struggling clone or something, a little clone that's yellowed out or whatever. I mean, basically them die because the cells can't fucking function and be like us not being able to eat or whatever. Like eventually you just run out of the energy that's there in your food and in your body that's already, you know what I mean? Like if you're not consuming new energy, your body starts burning the energy that's in your body already, even if it's already into a protein, or whatever. It'll deconstruct that shit. That's why you'll lose
So
muscle mass and all that if you're like, starving yourself or whatever. You don't just lose fat, you lose muscle. At a certain point, your metabolism shifts. Yeah. And it's similar. I don't know. I mean, in plant, it's real similar to that. So it's kind
just
of
got to
interesting.
give a couple extra candy bars.
Right. But anytime too during the day, so to kind of complete the thought back to the plant, but if you're running your lights or your room temperature is too hot or whatever the fuck happened in those stomata close, whenever the stomata close, the plant is no longer able to access CO2 or carbon dioxide. So photosynthesis stops. You know what I'm saying? So, and when photosynthesis stops, the cells in the plant still need to live. So that's when they start, you know what I mean? They're still using up the sugars or whatever. So it can only
They basically eat
closed
themselves.
you know what I mean? It can only keep them closed for a certain amount of time. And the big balance that's trying to maintain is between water use or water evaporation and CO2 access, So it's kind of a dichotomy or a balance that the plant's always trying to make between, not letting too much, because whenever that stomata is open, essentially the interior of the leaf or that 100% humidity that's there inside the leaf is also exposed, and that's going to evaporate really quick because it's going to try to diffuse into the dry air. So there's a diffusion effect that automatically happens, you know what I mean?
So Smiley, I got like a 35 gallon tub, maybe a 40-gallon one. How many plants could I put in that
How big of plants are you planning to get?
one? Well, my plants normally I don't run them up to be more than about 3 to 4 foot tops.
I mean, you could probably do two. I don't know. Might be pushing it to do three, I guess. You'd have to.
Well, I wouldn't want to do 3. I was just thinking more of running 2 in it.
I like
They're
the
kind of
idea
like the
of
same
sharing
size
fruit.
of tubs that the World's Last Hope's got. About the same size.
Yeah. And I like the idea of a shared root zone. There's definitely like known benefits to that. So I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. That's something that I want to test out. I want to try growing a couple of plants within the same root zone because of some of the stuff that I've been hearing lately about that mycorrhizae kind of conversation that they're having in there. Or I know I'm not saying the right thing. What do you call that?
Well, no, I think they do communicate, and I do think there's, I mean,
Mycelium.
yeah,
That's what it is.
and especially like so, like in that earth box with two plants.
I was expecting help from you, Smiley, on that, man.
You're guaranteed those roots are intermingling. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee there's interactions and like I don't know. It's
I
it's the
just want
same
to try
effect I
it.
think with a cover crop. Like I've gone away from cover crops, but the more I listen and and look into things, it's like man, there's so much benefit that those extra roots. I mean, you can't replace what the photosynthesis does, especially if it's a healthy plant that you have growing in a healthy cover crop. It's just I don't know. Like the more I listen to people, it's like that know and study the stuff, or like I think it was Christine Jones I was listening to, and she's the Australian lady or whatever that like she's like Dr. Elaine from Australia basically kind of. She's an older lady, but she was fucking talking about that too. Like yeah, it's I lost my train of thought now.
That living soil cover crop
Oh yeah,
helps the soil thrive.
yep.
And the worms dig all that stuff. You could chop it down and feed it to the worms and add more layers of soil.
Well, it's not even that; it's the amount of carbon that it's able to. So, all those plants are photosynthesizing, and if they're healthy, they're going to be able to put that carbon into the soil. And like what her point is you can't keep up with that, even with like trying to, what I mean, water stuff in every day and sugars in every. You're never going to be able to keep up with what those plants can do all the time. So it's kind of like
So in other words,
got me rethinking it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what nature does is way better than what man can do.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Each one of those roots are gonna be, also having their own biology that they select for, and like different species of plants will select for different types of biology. And so there's that line of thinking to it too, is that, if you have, say 6 different types species of plants that are growing in the same pot with your cannabis, then I mean your diversity in biology should be a lot greater. You know what I'm saying?
so each one of those plants is going to be producing a different type of a thing down inside the root zone, is what you're saying.
Different type of exudate to attract different types of biology to do what
Nice.
they want, you know.
That just sounds way better. I mean,
I mean, there's struggles. It's not easy. There's a reason that I went away from cover crops too. Like, it's just it's not easy. They bring, what I mean. They bring pests. The fucking clovers. I had aphids all the fuck over my clovers, man. It had me freaked out. But none of them were on the cannabis plants. But they were the fuck all over the clovers, man. It was crazy. It was crazy.
wow. And that was inside your area.
Yeah, right inside there.
And how the hell did they get in there?
I don't know. They were like fucking magnets.
Maybe they're in the seed. You think about it, an egg maybe looks just like the seeds, or they die on the leaves.
Right alongside of it, wait till it grows, I'll just kill it.
Dude, well, let me caveat this. So my place is not 100% sealed, and it's not in the perfect place. It's like it's in a barn in the middle of a field, and like, you know what I'm saying? So there's like, I get constant pressure. Like I had praying mantis in there that I didn't put in there. I have no fucking.
That's awesome.
Badass.
I have no idea how they got it there, dude. I had tree frogs get in there. I've had toads come in there. Like I don't know where they came from. I had tree frogs in there, and
really.
What's your growing method?
Ladybugs will come in naturally too. But it's not a sealed building, so they're climbing in through the walls and shit. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. But it's kind of
that's wild.
So that's like you grow living soil method.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes.
It's
Man,
even
your
open.
garden, freaking beautiful, Smiley. Man, how's that last adjustment you did with the? Did you do any kind of an adjustment on the jelly bean, or did you get a test on that yet? The result?
No, I'm gonna do a test in a couple weeks on it as it's more closer.
Okay, I thought you had already sent that.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
It just got me thinking about it, you know, because mine's doing the same shit. I mean, it's a tough plant to grow for some reason. It just doesn't. I'm not skilled enough to grow that plant yet, is what I'm saying. I
I think
need
she's just a
more.
heavy feeder. It's one. I just think she's hungry.
I
You know,
can't understand her.
she's just gonna pull it up out of the soil and go.
She reminds me of what my ex.
I think she's gonna yield though, man. That thing's stacking bud like crazy. Big rocket ships.
Well, that was the Tangiland I showed her. Yeah, the Jilly's not doing
No,
not as good.
my jelly is stacking up big spears, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It,
I know it's gorgeous.
Smiley,
Is it
you
getting
weren't.
dense?
Go ahead.
Go
Is the
ahead,
jelly
Red.
bean getting? Oh, I interrupted. Go on. At least answer the question. Is the jelly bean getting dense?
I don't know, man. They're like day 30, so she's still kind of filling up. So we'll see.
Okay, so I just had to get this in because I wasn't in front of the TV. But were you just joking with the tree frogs, or is there?
No, I'm not joking. They're literally. I'm actually kind of expecting them to come back. Like it seemed like they came in the springtime.
So what species is what do they look like? I mean, they're not poison dart frogs, so I don't know what a damn
I can
Midwest.
try to find it on my computer. I have the picture somewhere on my Instagram.
That's so crazy. I don't even know if I've ever seen, like I'm saying, in this.
They're maybe the size of a quarter.
Wow, this is
Yeah.
crazy. This is blowing my mind because I never knew this existed. And I always tell a story, and this is something I tell, one of those things, you know, like you tell other friends, you know, your relatives or, you know, other friends, and they're like, no, it didn't happen. My dad especially would say that. But when I was real little, you know, you're excited about bugs and you want to flip over stuff and look for bugs. And me and my friend were on a bug hunt. And I got to this point where I said, I figured out to my friend, I'm like, hey, I saw somewhere that bugs like to hide under rocks or really heavy things. And we're kind of looking around like, wow. That little guy.
Put it up there again, Smiley. Let me see that. I got
we
you.
were tree frog chilling on my tray there.
Oh, man, that is so freaking cool. You know what
His
that
maybe
means?
a quarter, yeah, like the size of a quarter or something.
Yeah, they can get through some small areas. They can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen them for a few days. That was it. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're pretty elusive. Like they camouflage themselves and shit. They're hard to see.
Whenever you see a frog in an area of like your property or something like that, that just means that you have a very conducive environment for
Good
growing.
ecology.
Yes.
Yeah, it's healthy.
If you have an amphibious frog in your area, that means it's going right.
I've heard that. That's
Yeah.
like when they come in to do ecological studies. They'll look at the number of frogs in the area because you can tell.
They're like a blessing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? In a way.
There's a problem in the water system. The frogs will be gone. So like,
Right. If your area is healthy, you'll have quite the array of like lizards and frogs and mushrooms and
I had
shit
a
like
big
that.
fat toad. There was a big fat toad that would sit underneath my blue mott dripper, and he'd like dig a little spot in there, and he'd like, I don't know, he was dug himself in the soil enough that the worms were like right there, and he would just like lean over and like slurp them up like freaking spaghetti or whatever. And he was like living like a king, dude. You know, he had worms right there. He was happy as shit. And the worms kept coming to him because he was sitting by the water. He was by the dripper. You know what I mean? So like that's where they always congregated where the water is, you know. It was just
That's
fun.
a smart frog, man.
Yeah,
That's a
dude,
smart
he's living
frog.
the life, man. It was fucking never got below 70 some degrees in there. He's loving it. Oh,
Jabba the Hutt.
fucking digging it.
My apologies to anybody that tried to get in the last little bit, and I've just been wandering around like la 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 la. Cheers, Green 13.
Great
Hopefully, you
13.
haven't been long.
How long you been sitting in there?
Sorry, brother. Did I? Yeah, I ages. I was listening. I forgot I was even fucking in the queue. I was listening to what you're talking about. But I was listening to it 30 seconds ago. You know what I mean?
Too funny. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Usually it pops up. I can give you access to or whatever, but I don't know. Or sometimes it does.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I was watching Eagle watering his garden. I was wondering if that was straight from the faucet or whether tap or whether that's like.
Nah.
Yeah, that's right from his spigot.
He's got a
That's right from his spigot.
He's got a sump pump.
He's got a filter.
That I'm on a well, and I run it through a filter.
Yeah, I remember now.
You got that
Yeah. The RV filter.
big Berkey filter.
It's just a
Not
water
that
filter,
one.
actually, an RV filter.
Yeah.
Big Berkey. That's a killer filter there, the big Berkey.
Garden looks busy,
Yeah.
Eagle.
Yeah.
That's what I hook it up to.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Hey, Green 13, can you relate? Do you find tree frogs in your garden?
No, but I was listening to what Smiley said, and there is a thing where they say when you see like one fungus gnat each time you go in, you're watering perfectly. Just one, maybe two, no more. Then your watering's on point. So it's along the similar lines of indications of, you know, the balance of things.
Yep.
It is tough to get that balance, man. I will say that, like, I don't know, they always say that's the hardest thing for a new grower to learn. I say that's the hardest thing for any grower to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and stay on top of and like be on point with, because it's almost like a golf swing. Like I've played golf. I don't know if you guys do, but it's like, yeah, like you get a good rip on a drive, right? And it feels
You got to
good.
follow through.
Yeah. And then you
got
go
to keep your eye on the ball and
fucking
follow
happen
through.
that way. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just don't go the same way. You know? I don't know. Sometimes
You picked an analogy I don't even want to touch. It was the thing I was most into in my life. Yeah, I played a lot of golf, a fucking lot.
I loved it.
And extremely analytically with a lot of data I played. So I can tell you everything about my swing for years. I don't play anymore, but.
Wow. Never got that deep into it. I was a natural golfer.
Nice. I was not.
But each run's kind of like that, right? Though Green 13, where you're like, okay, you know, I had this at the end result. So next time I'm gonna do this on the backswing and this or whatever, you know, or I'm gonna change my grip or I'm gonna do whatever. And it's kind of the same way each time you harvest. You're like, okay, this went good, you know, but I can do this better and I can change that to make this.
Gone back to my swing from my first run in this bed. I'm like, right, that swing was the one that was knocking pins down. Let me see, what did I do on my first run in these beds? And I'm moving back to all those temperatures, all those settings, all that food. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is like that. Yeah, you're like, right, when I was in my peak, how was I rolling? What did I eat for breakfast?
I eat for breakfast. That's good.
Well, it's like, I mean,
so
like,
did you do well at golfing?
12. So no. But I mean, 12 puts you in like the top 1% in the world, for example. But honestly, I was looking for 6. So no. But I can play days of scratch golf, but I was always on my own, and that had no meaning to me at all. I needed you to be watching me do that shit. But actually, I quit because psychologically it was not great for me in the end. The thing is, when you get into golf and you have to play matches, you're invariably going to get put with someone on a Saturday morning with a prick who you don't enjoy the company of and have nothing in common with, and you're going to spend the next 5 hours with him, and he may even ignore you because it's a competition. And actually, every Saturday morning, it it got dry because in Britain, like, yeah, there's a bit of maybe a class divide, and it's not that I'm not of a class. It's just that I'm not into that shit. You know, we only just started
I
letting
just
women in,
played.
for fuck's sake. It's backwards as fuck. It was a world that it turns out I
Yeah,
wasn't a part of.
That was
When I
good.
played, it was just to play with my friends and to smoke weed and drink beer along the way.
Drive a
Yeah.
fucking golf cart
You
around.
know, so it was all more. It was all more of like a party day, you know, for me. And I just loved it because playing golf was it was a natural kind of fun
I
thing
love
to
to go
do,
back to
you
that.
know?
I'd love to go back to that, but it's impossible. Once you've seen what it feels like to, you know, certain things, you can't like, oh, I'll throttle back then. I'm not that guy really.
That's why you're good at growing though, because you have that kind of a mind.
I guess.
A lot of
Analytical
time
kind of
spent on the
breakdown.
green. Get it?
Right? he's, the green is in your mind.
But actually, I still take the long walks. I just take them with a dog now, not with like $5,000 worth of golf clubs.
Mm-hmm.
How was that pup doing?
Oh, amazing. She actually just ran through the house with
Yeah.
mud, so I can't. She's in her cage, but amazing, amazing. Like, we're now 7 months in, or 7.5, and it's turning into this much more.
Are you able to
She's a family
take
member.
her out for a run yet? Can you take her out for a run yet? Is she past that break-in stage?
We are doing that, but we're a bit careful because there's this funny game. You just got to make sure their limbs don't get too bendy. But yeah, we probably overwalked her yesterday. She slept hard.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's become a real, like, we all understand each other a lot better, and the training is going well. And so there's quite a lot of joy with it now and a bit less destruction. She loved kill plastic, and like, I'm a guy, I want to keep plastic whole. If we've got to have plastic, don't fuck about with it. But she always wanted to kill my pots and bottles, and yeah,
You got to get her a chew toy,
made of plastic.
one that crinkles like that. That crinkles like plastic. That'll take her away from. That's what I had to do with my dog. He wanted to start chewing on stuff that sounded like my plastic bottles and stuff like that. So I got him toys that had crinkly kind of plastic within it, and it took that desire away from the stuff that I didn't want him to chew on and took it towards that play.
The real reality is, it's much like anything. You got to invest a bit and like get off your ass, take the plastic out of its mouth and give it a bit of wood. Then you're cool.
Yeah.
No plastic was harmed.
Well,
Don't be so lazy.
My dog today, he was running around. He's about to be 18 months old. Today he was running around with maybe about 3 or 4 foot long, a meter long piece of 4x4. I don't know, inches to centimeters conversion. A 4x4 that's like 3.5 piece long, and he's carrying it around playing keep away with a damn fucking 4x4 in his mouth. He loves
all that
4x4.
It's all that stupid shit that I'm like,
Yeah.
there's nearly nothing in my life that just makes me burst out in laughter. And like, when the dog attacks me, for some reason, I just find it hilarious. I think it's the front.
Yeah.
Like, come on, look at the size of me. Don't be. But it just cracks me up. But it's good stuff. I'm really enjoying the dog.
Awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everything watered. That's the appeal
Nice.
of the organics right there. Check and done. No mix. Would it take about 15 minutes if they had to run through there? Water all that shit right down real quick. What? Jeez.
You
Got
say
her
that, you
done.
know, but I've been championing this no-till and chill hashtag. No-till and chill. I just think it rolls. Anyway, it's the opposite of that. I know I'm not pHing and whatnot, but like what Smiley was talking about either, I'm either water in the top of the bed or the bottom of the bed, or I'm sprinkling something on, or I'm spraying foliar spraying, I feel like I'm doing more now than I ever did.
Mm-hmm. You can't.
Do you have to? Is the question, Green Turkey?
Oh, okay. I don't know about that. I don't want to play to 12 anymore, Smiley. I want to play off scratch, brother. So yeah,
Professor Smiley.
We can't contradict, you know,
I
for
do.
organic growers though, you can't contradict yourself by saying like, oh, the synthetic growers, they have their smartphones and you know they're away from their grows all the time and they have everything automated and this and that. So a hashtag no till and chill kind of sounds contradictory because then isn't that the same as the people that have it all hooked up? You know,
yes.
they get to chill too. They're on their phone.
And honestly, I've stopped using it because while it sounds cool, we're all about sort of time with the plants, observing quietly, doing the, you know. So actually, no, it's not really a good hashtag. It just sounds good.
I know. I just had to point that out because
it was for sure. Your feelings were the same as mine.
okay.
It's much more fellowship, and actually, I want to be in there, and I think they do better when I'm paying homage to them.
My dad tills his garden every year.
Yeah.
And like a few years ago, it used to be black compost down 2 feet, and then it would be sand and silt. Now it's like 1.5 feet, and then you go to like sand or like clay. Because he over tills.
He's losing his organic matter.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
dying.
convince him not to, but he's old school till like that was the way they did it back in the day. But
That's how they did it back in the day.
But like the oldest way would be no till if you think about it. That'd be like the native way. But yeah, I've seen it. He keeps adding chicken manure to his soil a little bit here and there, but that's about it. And it's super dark and rich and organic, but it's like it's changing. I can see it change over the last five years. Just the layers are almost not there. It used to be deeper
Gets
organic
loose.
matter. Now it's shallow.
Well, the air and that's in there. Let's biology work on the organic matter faster, so it can remove it. It basically is releasing the carbon out of the soil and the CO2. So.
Needs to add stuff to it. Add all leaves and freaking more
Brown
stuff to
matter.
that.
Yeah.
Make it like a mound it up almost. But yeah,
the thing that
there's no
shocks me
way.
the most, coming from the brown guy 420 school of thought, the only thing that I don't do that he did was I don't put loads of hay or straw on. And honestly, I cannot keep up with the amount of carbon I'm losing. I am every run piling, and I've said this before, piling compost on there. It loses so much matter. Like we're talking about this original soil mix and da-da-da-da. Shit, that'll all be gone in like 10 runs. It's really like, it's
Your plants are
astounding
eating it.
because they're eating it, and it's not doing one run a year in a greenhouse. You know, it's doing 4 runs a year, and like it vaporizes. So it's the change is rapid, and that's what we're not talking about. In a 3 or 4 run a year, what is that soil looking like? Really, it's actually just compost and stones in the end because you've run everything else out, surely. Or is it remaking well enough? You know, it's very difficult without adding. It's very difficult without adding a lot of organic matter.
You got top crop. You got growth on the top of yours too, right?
Yep.
You got
to mulch it
so
and sawdust I put in there, and you know, loads of compost.
Right, yeah.
To start with, I was like, let me get these compost pellets, these chicken shit pellets, because I might as well just get the whole shit because I need the fucking, you know, I need the mass really.
You must be growing some fire.
It's just interesting.
Doing all that, eating that stuff up.
It's just interesting.
What do you think about crushed, roasted lobster shells, like to a dust, and eggshells in your soil?
I think that's a good idea.
Yep. Calcium.
Yeah,
Everything organic,
definitely.
diverse
Seaweed.
organic inputs.
Yeah, all the eggshells I touch, they get roasted, or cleaned, roasted, and just turned into a dust, little pieces.
Is it better to roast them down, or would it be better if you're like in a long-term bed, like these guys use soil over and over to just wash the shells and add them into the soil for like more aeration, you know, let them break down a little bit slower and use them for a little bit more aeration. Well,
That's
bigger pieces.
That's all I do because I'm, as you say, I'm expecting long term, but you're just trying to make sure there's no E. coli on them.
Yeah, that's why I say wash them off first. Wash them.
Yeah, I think that little membrane is what you want to get out of there. There's that little membrane on the inside of the eggshell. And I think like when you hard boil one, when you peel the eggshell off, that membrane
That's right.
in the hard boiled egg. That's one way. You can do it that way for hard boiling them. But getting that, I think that membrane is what I've heard you want to get out of there or whatever when you wash it or whatnot.
Well, usually that's the only time I'm considering them, to be honest. Actually boil them because I'm not going through that extra mile to like wash out that slime and shit like that.
Apparently,
But
the
I
worms
do
love
eat
the
a lot
grit.
like
Yeah.
boiled eggs myself.
Yeah, the ratio that you would have to add though, Paul, might be different. So you'd have to consider that. I mean, I think as far as like an additive to try to re-amend a soil, I was just kind of jotting down some of it, but I mean, like, that would be kind of like a bone meal. So I mean, I just added, 10 tablespoons of that to, 2 cubic feet of soil or whatever. So I think as far as like trying to cover a garden with eggshells like that, you're gonna need a fuck ton of eggshells to really do it right.
Well, I think Egan was about to say, I eat a lot of eggs.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you eat a lot of eggs for sure, that might be your. But I don't know what volume you would have to put in there. That's what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? To meet the need of that calcium or whatever demand.
Wouldn't that at that point,
Again.
like, something like gypsum be more of a available source of it?
Yeah, gypsum or calphos or bone meal. I don't know. They're all kind of similar, calphos and bone meal and all that. It's got to break down. But yeah, I mean,
Again,
a
I'm
big
just
scale
thinking
gypsum.
about using them
So
just
sorry.
as an additive, not like necessarily as a base in the recipe. You know what I mean? Just I've got a little bit here. Fuck it, why not? Throw them in with the, what I got here. Could it hurt? I mean, it isn't going to be a bad thing to just randomly add them.
No, not at all. Not a bad thing at all.
I think that's a good idea, actually.
Can I ask, what are your pots, your sit pots? When you eventually clean them out or whatever, what does the bottom reservoir look like? Is it full of roots, as in actually full, or is there always still reservoir space? Do they fill with organic matter eventually?
You're asking me?
Anyone?
I've never really. I only cleaned out a couple of them, and it was because like the dirt fell in there. So like instead of being able to pour 2 gallons in, I could only pour like 1 gallon in and start spewing out. So I knew there was some shit in there, and that's what I found. Is it looked like the dirt fell through that screening or whatever. So that's why when I fill them now, I just put down like brown paper bag, like what I mean, like a grocery bag or something that'll decompose, but it'll be there to kind of let the soil form structure so it won't fall through that grit right away as you're filling.
Originally when it's wet, originally when it's dry, yeah.
Because as you're filling it, it's just falling through the fucking screen in the bottom and into the reservoir, and it's like, so.
I'm pretty sure I did the same thing on my worm bin when I started it, actually. Just put some cardboard over it.
Yeah, a thin piece of cardboard, whatever, that brown cellulose stuff. It'll work. Layer of leaves from outside, if you want, I guess.
I was just the reason I asked, I was just thinking about on my 4th run now, and I wondered what my pebble layer looked like. You know, I wondered if it was just everything was just full of roots now, and it was all this pebbles and roots. But
You found pebbles and roots.
Would you say
That's what you found? Was it just pebbles?
I can't look? I can't look. I just wondered.
Okay. I bet it is though in your situation because you got the soil right to that, so they're gonna naturally just go right into that.
Yeah. But then how much does that break down? Because I'm not struggling to still put liquid in there, although I put a lot less liquid in these days.
Yeah.
Is there a time that you would ever want to Green 13 tear that apart, just reset it?
Nah, I already did it after the first run, if you remember. After the first run,
Yeah.
there was a ducting through it with air conditioning running through it, but I couldn't live with the non-continuity of both beds being the same depth. I just couldn't live with it. And the one side didn't perform as well, so I dug it up and restarted it. But I won't do it again, no. I guess when you bury me in there, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. You guys were talking earlier about, you know, how between each run you kind of look to see what there is, you know, what it is you can tweak. And I've always said that, you know, for me, that judgment for me is in that pot. It's not necessarily what I got up top, how it turned out. Like chop that thing down, and again, the old routine: take that thing outside, chuck it down, and chuck that 10-gallon out into the fucking yard, and I stomp that bitch out. If that thing isn't, you know, root bound almost, if it isn't wrapped around that 10-gallon as tight as I think I can be, I know my job is not complete. You know what I mean? I could have worked that girl a little harder.
Or the genetics
or
aren't
something.
that great.
There's room for moving. No. I think it's more on my part. I could have trained her a little bit longer. You know, let her run a little bit longer. Maybe scrogged her out, or maybe even fed her. You know, supersize that root zone.
Or watered
somehow,
better or
you know?
whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. There's always something to be done there, and that's for me. That's the engine. You know what I mean? The top is like the intake. You know, the fucking supercharger
Carburetor.
taking everything in. But yeah, everything is being done is underneath the magic.
And the funny thing is, what you're saying is, I know a new grower who just done his first couple runs, and I know without even being asked or told, the first thing he did was exactly what you said. He wanted to see it, and we all did it. I bet we all did it. Let me see how that shit went on, you know? And like, you do make judgments on yourself for sure. So yeah, but why were you going to say it? Because I can't look at my roots.
Yeah, because you're in the beds there. It's tough to, you know, accurately. Do you find it's tough to accurately judge how well you've done?
There's no way to do it at all, is there? Stalk thickness, Mendo dope style. I do put a lot of judgment in that. Like, I know apparently like it's not all about girth and whatnot, but I think it might be. It's a big pipe of nutrients, isn't it?
We'll just start paying attention to them and you'll see differences for sure, man. And you start picking up on it and you can see the plant differences in the plant too every time. I think it's a good indicator. GML does that too. He always talks about how you should see the stems double in size in the first 3 weeks or first 2 weeks, I think, even
to show some real impetus.
Well, that's kind of his measure to say, yeah, it's stretching on pace to hit quality yields. You know what I mean? So he's always looking at it as a measure of hitting that highest gram per watt you can or whatever. So yeah, because I've heard him make that comment. If the stem didn't double in size in the first 2 weeks, it's kind of like you did something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or they're not great genetics.
Yeah, it might be. But there's something to that. No doubt.
Yeah, funnily enough, Eagle, my wife and I even talked this week about pots, like missing pots. We aren't doing a U-turn, but the conversation was had. I mean, she told me fuck off, but you just fucking. But there are lots of good things about pots, but there are lots of good things about beds. them being in there together actually is more important to me than the no-till thing. The communication thing. It feels really, yeah. That feels. It feels like it's got power to me.
I bet it does.
Mm.
I've often wondered if it was just a cost factor that we don't use clay pots, to be honest with you.
I love clay pots. I think from a watering point of view, there's something special about a clay pot.
I agree.
I mean, if you think about it, they're just they're the original air pot, sucking the moisture out of the pot and help drying things out.
Mm.
My problem with the clay pot was
Smashing them.
I did have them at first, and I was using them, but when I went to transplant, the roots literally grabbed onto the pot. So it was like I had to go in with a knife and cut around the edge. So I felt like I was hurting the plant before I even transplant. So it was more of a challenge, because even at the very bottom of it, it was stuck to that too. So it was
Is
more
it
of a challenge
420?
to transplant it. It is, yes. As a matter of fact, it is. And on 420, I'm
Nice.
gonna smoke me some like crazy hazy. To finish off the night.
Cheers,
I
yeah.
just realized I've been rocking out the dad song over here. I was talking about Reed 13's dog. It's fucking hilarious.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take off for the night. It was good hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, man. Have a good one, Paul.
Eagle, Johnny Caniseed, Smiley, take it easy. Red Pill, have a good night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Paul,
Cheers,
it's
brother.
good.
Thanks for
Good.
popping
Nice one,
on,
brother.
man.
Thank you guys. Take care.
All right,
Till
man.
next
Later
time.
on.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes. Let's see it in the group again soon. Right. 420. I'm hitting mine again.
So it's 420 in a few days, right?
Next week, yeah.
What you got planned, Eagle?
24 hour.
I'm still planning. Still planning.
Is it
There's so
24
many
hours?
this year. There's so many this year. I seen where I was in another chat.
Imitation
Yesterday?
imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So.
I thought it was funny though. I was saying something. It was my fucking chat. It was my fucking chat last night. Holy shit. After Red Pill, after I signed out. And fucking Red Pill was running shit. I was hanging in chat and I started dropping a little bit of hints on who was gonna be there. And somebody was in chat that was like, yeah, there's like 4 or 5 of them this year. And I was like, yeah, I was first though. So what? I was first. I was first one to do it. Damn it! Come back to mine this year. Damn it! So yeah, I was a little smart ass last night.
That's what chat's for, man. You hide in chat and talk shit. It's fine. Trouble is, you've brought everyone up now, so.
True that. But yeah, we've got some good guests coming for sure. I can at least repeat, some of the ones. I don't want to drop too many of them, but man, I got a few. I'd repeat the ones I dropped last night. Of course, Breeder Steve will be here. 420. Kevin Godry's popping back on. Mendo Dope is supposed to be here. So, and that's just
On.
Miss Mendo Dope, Miss Mendo Dope.
it's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a fun day. I'm trying to bring together as many as possible. Hoping to see a lot of not just the what we think as big stars, but a lot of people that's come on in the last year. The things have changed since the last 420. It was open to past guests last 420. You know what I mean? Which was pretty limited. But this year, there's a lot more people under the belt. At some point, yeah, it's gonna be hopefully a busy day.
That's cool, man. I'm looking
Wicked. Yeah.
I got some seeds to give away for that day too. So.
Oh yeah, nice.
That again or not? Or not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I just fucking got another delivery from SoCal. Make sure to pass out for you guys, and I got some other beans. We can definitely give out some beans on 420 for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Are those more Mendo Locos from SoCal, or do you do something different?
Did something different with these. These are the Mendo Loco times Joshua tree.
I'm impressed with that Mendo Loco, man. That thing's been growing. She's beautiful plant. Beautiful plant. Very vigorous. Outpacing all kinds of other plants.
Did you see SoCal's latest video?
She's not just stretchy in the structure though. Like she's vigorous, but it's all her branches are just like, she's strong, dude. It's crazy. Hope she throws weight.
Yeah.
She did. My original one did, man. Fucking big old fat hard nuts, super fuely. Fucking mine had that nice locomotion, kind of fruity fucking scent to it, fruity kind of smell. Had that blue diesel pungent kind of thing to it.
Oh yeah.
I liked it, man. I actually passed that to Med Grower One, and he did a live on air report of it, a review of it.
Of the smoke.
Board. Yeah,
Nice.
across the board, man. Med Grower One. I thought that was pretty good from a fellow peer.
Yeah, no shit. Dig it. That's in flower right now, so I'm excited.
Yeah, back there too. Just took some cuts off it and chucked a boy in there.
Yeah.
Things are getting backed into a decent, back running correctly.
That's how I feel, brother. It's where I'm in the window.
Yeah.
And really enjoying it. Like it is doing all the things we've discussed. It makes me feel good, and therefore I'm doing a good job, and I'm diligent, and like they appreciate it. And yeah, it's that whole loop that's like, oh, this.
John Gorski talking about me fucking sipping on a Starbucks the other night. My daughter works at Starbucks, man. Last time I went down there, every time I go down there, it's kind of funny. It's funny, but it's not funny because she gets a pound of coffee every week for working there. That's one of her perks. She gets whatever kind. So she don't drink a lot of coffee. She saves it for that. So when I see her, she walk up to me and go, "It's been this fucking long since I've seen you."
She measures it.
in
Yeah,
pounds
well,
of
yeah,
coffee.
yeah. Last time it was fucking 8 pounds of fucking coffee. I was like, "Ooh, it's been that long." I think it's been
It's
that
pretty
long.
funny that you're talking about it. My coffee machine's broken, so I'm all on the old manual, and I'm here with my. I like
That's
I
the
like a machine.
best.
Yeah, I
That's
know
the
people
what?
think that. That's not what I
You're
want.
not
I
shit
want a
talking
machine
the
coffee.
French press, are you?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's not as good as machine coffee, man. I want that
That's a
pressure.
dirty lie. That's a dirty lie, Green
I know,
13.
I know.
Man, I can drink that machine coffee all day long. All fucking day long anymore. Man, I drink me one of them things, just one of those things of a French press. Man, I'm doing a 1920s fucking skit and shit.
Yep, that
Fucking,
shit's gonna get me more high than the weed I'm smoking. Yeah, it's extreme, and I think it's because you make so fucking much of it as well. Like, yeah, fucking put loads in.
I think it's just because it's soaking in the bottom of it. I don't know. It's in that froth off the first, that first plunge. It's almost like a beer head. There's that. I think that's where it's all at. That's my favorite cup too.
The extract.
Yeah, good. It's good. See, you do enjoy a French press now.
I drank it
Occasionally.
for years. When I was in the office, I had a mini one, little plunger by the desk the whole time. It's just occurred to me, though, I don't even think you should put boiling water in there, should you? Probably should be below that temperature.
I thought they suggested boiling water.
Do they? Okay. That's what I've always done. It just came to me because I pulled it back out of the cupboard. I remodeled the coffee machine. I haven't beaten up a piece of machinery in ages, but we have super hard water. Shit like that don't last too long.
Pretty bad around here too. I think it's like we haven't got a lot of rain up here, man. Not a lot of even snow this year.
I can't imagine it's as hard as our water.
Or something.
We literally got rocks
The
coming
table's
out
a
of it.
little low. Yeah. Wow.
Where'd you get it? It's shipped in. It's piped in, right? Don't come from fucking Vegas.
They don't is it pumped in from Colorado River or is that they hit that I thought T-Moon Pickens went deep into that.
It comes out of the Boulder City
water.
Dam, I think. I think it comes out of the dam, like Lake Mead. Yeah, they got dead bodies, all kinds of shit down in that water, Big old fish that could swallow a Volkswagen.
Selling it.
Shit like that. I heard a story one time they were going down to check on the dam, and they said that they got down in there and there was fish that were so big they were freaking intimidated, and they said they couldn't be down there. They thought they were going to be fish food. In fresh water, that's kind of crazy.
Swim with the fishes.
Yeah.
Mr. Smiley, how you feeling, man? You're looking a little better today.
I was feeling a little better, yeah. Kind
You've been unwell.
I had a weird head cold thing set in. I don't know. My girlfriend came back from spring break with it, and yeah, a couple days later, I had it.
COVID.
No. Pretty sure it's not.
You have your smell and
I'm not
taste?
the first to say it.
I'm pretty sure if I went in and got tested, they'd tell me it was, but
Oh yeah. Seeing how we are in the wormhole right now, I saw somebody take a look at one of the swabs that they shove up your nose, and they scraped off some of it onto a piece of paper, and they put alcohol on it, and the damn thing literally lit up like a light. the little flecks and flakes that they had on there. It was like they glowed in the dark. They put it in the dark and they still had the magnifying glass and the phone sitting on it, and you could see it glowing on the paper or on the plate. Kind of makes you wonder what the hell they're testing with.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Testing
So,
or planting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know, man. Maybe.
when I saw that, I
was
just
worried
went,
about that shit when I got tested. I was like, damn, they just gave me that shit.
I didn't even fucking think of that
Came
until now. I can't fucking believe I'm sitting here thinking, fuck. But I had to get tested because of my kid. So there's nothing I really could have fucking done about it.
I mean, how far do they shove it up your nose in Britain?
Oh, way. You know,
Do
fucking
they
hell.
tickle
Jesus
your
Christ.
mind? Do they tickle your mind?
They're
they
swabbing
go
bums
up?
now, I thought. Weren't they swabbing people's buttholes? And then they live on your
No.
butthole or something.
It's in China. That's in China.
It's
Only in
China that they
only
do
in
that?
only in Michigan.
Only American
Only there.
More accurate tests, so yeah. You gotta drop trust.
only American people that go.
Just gonna be a
American
little
people that
tickle,
went
but
over there.
still.
The government. And they said, "Oh, sorry, you guys weren't supposed to get that treatment."
It's not right, man. It's not right. They start talking about swabbing buttholes, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
Reminds me of
Oh, Lord.
Idiocracy.
Yeah, we gotta go across the country and swab everybody's butthole. Like, really? Like, that's your plan? Like,
What's this, a Biden thing?
Really? That's your plan?
right? Like, who came
Shit.
up with that one, dude? I don't know, man. Not sure what
Coast to coast.
personnel to pull that off.
We played a joke on you.
It'd be an at-home test. Do yourself.
Oh my God.
Wormhole. Whatever.
Yes, yes, it is. I didn't know it was going to go there.
Reminds me of in the movie Idiocracy when he goes to the hospital. He doesn't know what the hell happened. And the guy behind the counter, and he gives him like 3 little sticks. He's like, here, this one's for your mouth. This one's for your butt. And then he puts the one in his mouth, and he's like, oh, wait, no, wait. This one's for your butt. That one's for your mouth. And he just put the butt one in his mouth.
Of course.
Uh,
Yeah, man, I'm gonna crash out though, guys. It's fucking been fun smoking down, chilling out.
yeah, it's getting that time.
It is. It's odd. I see 4:44 every time when I go to bed. It's like almost the. I was looking at the clock. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be right on time for that again.
I still keep seeing 808 everywhere, and I'm so fucking skint.
It means you gotta go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's what that totally means.
Happily.
He's like happily.
That's the area code for Hawaii is 808.
Right.
So that's where you-
Come on.
There you go, man. So cool, guys.
808 rooting prospects.
Yep. Peace out, Smiley.
Eagle. Time to close the place down.
Probably so.
Uh-oh.
Probably so. Yeah, another day
Sounds
of
like the plan.
fun tomorrow. Another day of fun tomorrow.
I'm going to peace out then. Thank you, Eagle. Another fun
Yes,
night.
brother.
Cheers,
Thank you,
guys. Yeah.
Red
Shout
pill.
outs to everyone in the chat.
Yes, red pill.
Thanks for holding her down last night, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah, that was
letting
a
me
good conversation.
steer the wheel. Had a
Good
fun
shit.
time.
Time.
I'm really excited about 420 too. So
Yeah, I hate holidays. They're actually really bad. I hate them. But this is what everyone must feel about Christmas. 420 is my Christmas, really. It's like,
Right.
even if nothing goes down, it's a joyful thing. That's my front door.
See you guys. Peace
All
out.
right then, right.
Yep.
Well, you
We,
got a big day ahead of you tomorrow.
man, tomorrow's not so bad. Not so bad. I wish I were actually gonna be fucking sticking that tile to the wall tomorrow, but
You're
don't
still
look like
prepping
it's
for it.
gonna be there. Yeah. Well, no, not
But
prepping. They still haven't made that final decision on what's going on.
What's going up?
oh,
So
yeah,
yeah,
I see.
I seen samples again today. Some
They still got their
beautiful
homework to do. I call that their homework. They're supposed to have their homework done before I show up.
yeah, I thought it was done, Johnny. I actually
Yeah,
thought it was done.
I know what
But
that's like, man.
I'm told they'll have it by 5 tomorrow. So I'm gonna
I
run
had
over
something
there
like that.
tomorrow, tie up some loose ends, and make sure everything's ready. No excuses, no waiting on me. You know what I mean? That's the way I like to leave it. They ain't waiting on me. I can walk away with a good conscience if the
Yeah,
materials aren't there. You know, you ain't waiting on me. That's your fault. That's what I tell. That's what I always tell customers too when they ain't picked up shit. I'll be like, oh, it doesn't bother me none. We were obviously waiting on you, so you call when you got your shit. I'll be back.
I was painting a house one time. These people could not make up their mind about how they wanted the sunk in and the pop outs on their house to be painted. And I ended up painting those 6 different colors. And and that's a lot of, when you're cutting lines in on stucco, that's, there's a lot of work involved in that. That's not just little. And and after I gave them the bill, they kind of looked at me, well, how come it seems a little high? And I says, well, I wasn't the one changing the mind. I said, we had a color at the beginning. I says, you changed it. Every time you changed it, that added just a little bit more. I said, I'm sorry, but I said,
One
I painted the color you wanted. So yeah, that's
had
kind of
one
how that
sweet
goes.
old lady do the same thing to me, Johnny. Spoiled painting for everybody after that. Because like I like to think I'm pretty good at a lot of things I do, and paint I can cut in with the best of them. I like to think, you know what I mean. But man, that one lady, I had the same experience. But see, that's not something I enjoy doing. I'd rather be doing, other things. But I will take on painting. Like I said a couple days ago when we were talking about the building the grow piece by piece, step up, step up, step up.
Yes.
And I was referring to my business there. I did the same thing. That meant painting, whatever. Well, I didn't turn anything down back in the day, man. If I had tools to do it, well, I put that shit on the schedule. I'll be there. You know what I mean?
I was on the
But
job.
it was
Yeah.
painting was on the list until that sweet old lady, and I was like, I was like, yeah, I got anything to do better than painting. I was so steamed about that. She had me paint that room 3 times, 3 different colors. She'd let it all go up because she couldn't vision it. Just like, 2 walls together, paint that corner up. She couldn't picture it like that. She had to see the whole room. Just come in. Again, you're picking out the colors. I'm not to blame. I mean, lines are straight, everything's cut in, but time I was done with that, I was like, I never painting again.
Left
I
a sour
practically
taste in your mouth for
burned
that.
all my I
Hey,
almost
paint.
burned all my canvas tarps and shit. Fuck off that shit. I ain't never painted again. Oh,
That's hilarious. You burned your tarps and everything. Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, painting was always part of my projects because there was always more to it, you know, ripping walls out, putting windows in, and there was always painting involved. And after I got started on the painting, a lot of the times they ended up saying, "Do you mind painting the rest of the house?" Okay, you know.
Painting I can do. Prep work I hate. Fucking sanding. Sanding fucking sucks.
Every
Oh.
bit of it.
yay,
I'm one of those
man.
weird
Right.
people. I enjoy the demolition of it, the getting started, the getting stuff ready for the next step, getting into the next step, and then finalizing with the paint and having it be in a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? It's just
See, right there, I'm right there
I
with
like
you too, Johnny. But for
I
me,
like
it's
that
not
full picture
necessarily.
kind of.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like if I'm like trimming stuff, yeah. If it's right there on the bench, I'm scuffing everything up. But for me, that sanding though is like on a project. I don't mind sanding on a project, bringing her home grade by grade, getting it
Right.
smooth, raising
Getting
that
into that
grade
part,
one last
spot.
time, smoothing her out.
Yeah.
Later in my career, I actually abandoned a lot of handstanding unless I needed to and went to like card scraper. If you ever worked with a card scraper, it's like fucking it kind of leaves nice curls, and you can
That's the
flatten
shit.
some
I got
shit out. Oh,
that makes my back fucking like. I don't mean hurt. You know, like chalkboard. It's the same with sanding. I just don't want all that fucking
Too much friction, huh?
I don't know, the grit or the dust or something. I just fuck sanding, man. Painting I like. That's when you're bringing it home, cleaning it up, final things.
Yeah.
But to
Buttoning
be
everything
honest,
up.
if I'm honest, I'm not like either of you. I like the bit right at the end where you're rolling a joint and sitting down.
Yeah, we all like that part.
actually, again, yeah, and later in my career, man, I got to more where I was appreciating and working backwards in my skills. I have a lot of the routers and shit like that, but man, I really started appreciating like the old school methods of like the card scraper, pulling back, you know what I mean?
Oh
Nice
yeah.
curls of wood. You can really smooth something out like that. Or hand planes. Oh, the nice curl of a nice wood when you're working that. Oh man. And by the way, I got some beautiful hand planes that I've collected over the years. So that's like one of my second pride collections. Like is right now they're probably three. My knives, my hand planes. I've got some nice collection of hammers. But man, my hand planes, I have some hand planes that date back into the 1800s. And man, I'm telling you what,
Ooh,
some of them
they're
irons, them
pretty.
original irons, oh man, they cut so much better than like fucking a Stanley. You buy like a, nice hand plane now. Some of them are man, one of them old ones, actually, man, they're just cat's ass still, man. I actually treat them like gold. They're in a special box that I keep locked. Nothing touches them. I only get them out for special projects. A lot of love for them
That's awesome.
buggers, man. If I'm in like an antique shop, there's two things I look for again in the antique shop if I'm like rolling through there.
What?
Hand planes and knives. Old like swords and shit like that. That's where I'm looking at like, oh, those treasures.
A hand plane, in my recollection when I was trained to use one, that's all about getting the setup right. Like you can go to town and do your work once you get the blade in the right place at the right, all shimmied up correctly, then you're on. You get it wrong, it will be bad.
Once you get
It
that
is a
dialed
skill.
in, though, man, that moment of working the wood makes you feel
It's like cutting
one big
butter.
project.
Yeah. I like watching those old antique shows where they're doing the old woodwork. You know, when they're literally using those knives and stuff, and they're just shaping up, making chairs, and just it's impressive. I really
There
love
used to be a
that kind of
show,
craft.
Woodworks. You ever watch or
Probably
see Woodworks?
that's probably the one I'm talking about.
His name was Mike something Marks. I can't remember his first name right now. That guy would do some beautiful stuff. Yeah, I used to spend all the amount of time before all the same amount of time that I spend on cannabis these days before I started growing. That same amount of time was fucking this old house,
Woodworking.
woodworks, fucking
Yes.
the
Oh my God,
woodwrights
I
wood
lived
shop,
in those
all
channels.
that shit, man. Every Saturday and Sunday I'd just be engulfed. Don't even bother
lived
that.
in those
It's in the
channels.
garage, fucking watching these shows, building something. That was the weekend right there.
Yep, that was me with golf, man. It was like all that energy, and it's energy that we produce and bury into something. Man, I know golf like I know growing. Even more. Yeah.
That's definitely carpentry for me. It was definitely carpentry for me. I still got it all. I have all the equipment. I still have the love. I'm waiting to set all that stuff up. It's
Man, I had dreams of a wood shop. I mean, I had plans of all the tools and everything that I was going to build for myself, and and just never came to it.
that's incorporated in the dream there, Johnny, for me. If you've ever heard
Yeah.
me lay out that building for me, it's a fucking 80 by 40 building, pole barn.
Oh yeah.
40
I
by
remember hearing you
40
talking
that
about
grow. Yeah,
Yeah.
20 by 40, the fucking workout area, and the last 20 by 40 fucking woodworking shop with a fucking overhead door that I pull shit in, unload, and load up my fucking pieces, pull them motherfuckers out.
Then you'll
Give
have
me
to
that
have
shit, dude.
you'll have
You'd
to have
never get me
another
out of that
spot.
building.
Nope.
You'll have to have another spot, Eagle, where you can take your scraps from the woodworking and reincorporate that back into your plant.
Compost them up, maybe somehow, chip them up or something like that.
Put them in a worm bin.
I collect wood
That's your
shavings from a
your
local
sawdust,
sawmill. And the hardwood
and
shavings.
stuff like that. Yeah, that's good for the worms. They like that.
Well, what I do is in my outdoor compost, when I put a layer of green on, so let's say cut the lawn, then I put a layer of wood shavings on as well. So you've got a 50-50 ratio of green and brown. And so it's a beautiful way because those hardwood shavings are great. Make good, rich compost down the line. The worms will get in that.
Definitely. And the sawdust being already chewed up, it's already in a fine state,
Actually,
So
more than that, what I actually did was I took a whole bucket, a whole bin full of those wood shavings and soaked them for like 60 days in EM1. So when they compost, they actually also pickle the compost. So it's a whole good deal.
That's cool. Great process. Well, Eagle.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
time to start the day.
Yeah, that was a fun little after.
Yeah, wander off
All right,
into
then.
another conversation.
I know. I love woodworking and stuff like that. Anyway,
One night, go down that wormhole.
Love boys.
Always always an awesome time to be here hanging out with you. Yeah, always a good night hanging out here.
Green
Boom.
13, you've been missed, my friend. I was going to check on you. I was going to check on you. You've been absent too many days. I start to wonder.
Yeah. I was right where I was going to need checking on, but yeah, I'm reignited. I'm good. So, love, great to see you. Chat, thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care, brother. Thank you for popping on. If you're still listening, those of you who are still hanging out, thank you. Thank you very much for hanging out. I gotta roll through here, get my shout out everywhere. It's everywhere. Where the fuck is it? I think it's right here. I think it's right here. Some here, some there. Book's falling apart again. Need to do a redo. You guys keep up. I need to put it down in digital form, just like a bunch of you very smart gentlemen tell me to do night after night. A little bit hard headed about some shit if you haven't noticed. Terribly hard headed about some shit if you haven't noticed. Put this over here. Watch my goofy ass, I guess. I don't know why. Do these shout outs. So bad. Not so bad. Sir Howard, much respect to you, man. Been here for a very long time, man. I can't thank you enough. Cheddar Bob, nice to see you this morning as well. Get some music going here, because you know I can't do it rambling on by myself. Oh, I need to get this. That's the other thing, man. I'm glad to get this garden back on track, man. Things seems up and down, round and round, but at least for a minute, seem to be steady as she goes. Still everlast. Cheers, Joseph. Are you on the list? I don't think you are. You are now, my friend. It's a dig the YouTube commercial. These are using Spotify, I think. Man, they got a shitload. One Everlast song, the 10 tool. Well, I think it's the bearded. I think it's this one you guys were talking about earlier. This cover of the Tool song. This is Dank Grower actually suggested this one a long time ago. I almost like this one, especially with the headphones on, better than the Tool version. I like hearing there's dogs. You can hear all kinds of cool shit in the background. It's all filmed on like a rooftop. It's really cool. Thank you, Dink. Dink Grower for suggesting that. Well, here we go. What's up, cool brother? Year plus you've been gone. I still miss you, man. I miss those late night conversations. Yeah, brother. Not just by me, but many. D's House of Dank, Mama 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Dumb Bum, Christina MG89, Unplugged 705, Medical McGully, Medical McCullough Rick T the Rebel, 9G207, Fabian Salinas, Dave's not here, Tom Spook, Greg Walker, Mendo Dope, T Dog, Dung Beetle, Red Eye Jedi, Gross, Mother Nature, Dunstan Conway. Excuse me. Oh, that's a good call. Justin Conway, Duckweed, Runboy 7426, Justin Gooder, Strongman, Okie Grower 75, Corey Trevor, Michael Wallace, Bull Vision 420, Cujo, Cat Daddy, Taco, Don Slug, Rick S, In the Bushes 827, James Siemens, Kevin Hines, World's Last Hope, Pat's Fan 420, Biominter, Dirt Road Dude, Kenoshiba, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Dab Goblin, Dr. Buzz Lightyear, 710 Canuck, Can of Queen, Genetics, Stabby, Tanaze, Fumador, Dirtman, Dan, Keith Black Sales, Mr. Bolsilla, Zen Premium Gardens, Rasta Bob, Rasta Jeff, Soil Premium Gardens, Small Tubes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, North Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, Dub T. Roy, Big Jar Grows, JC, Modern Genetics, SoCal Weiner, John Last, PPJ 15, Green County Grower, CJ Apple. Cheers to you, my friend. Looking forward to hanging with you this festival season. Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Growers, T1 Productions, Dane Grower, thanks again, DOA Grow Meds. We miss you too, brother. This nudie grows. I grew some Johnny Candice, Nutrient Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, and then Y Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Boots, Clover 420, High Spy, Aldridge 25, Miss Madam T. Hopefully you're feeling well. Stu Moo Mo Grower, The Cannon Crate, Loki Grows, Sus, this guy, Burton 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws 31, Voodoo Ultras, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connections, Wolverine Grower, Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, Laid Way Back Farmer, D Block, MMP, Nations Creations, Ember Lalana, Psychedelic Warlock, Artist LD, Sir Sicky Rob, Big Dave 420, Big Brent Wendell, Big Ed 1961, Meta Whitey G3, Green Click, JK Triple G, Mr. Sprinkler, Brittany and Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, B2 Crazy for you, BG, WG 420, Dr. Budswell, Purple Thumb OG. Hopefully you're okay, brother, man. It's been a minute. Hopefully you are just on a different schedule. Arthro, Centimiglia, Arthro, Just Space 420, Beast Coast Grower 420, Sir Hal, Trey Balone, Keep It Real, Egerton 420, Zeb Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere, BT, Double E, Grows, Bingus. We miss you, man. Where the fuck are you? Green Machine RX, cheers to you. Your new name as well. Yeah, live on here. Ed there. Green Puffin Man, Alex Boyka, Jeff, Chef Life, School of Crop, Cause I Love It, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie, 100, 212. That's real 100, 212. Andyman, Miranda Family Farms, Page Farms, Me Autoflower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, Noob Sailbot Wins, Kingdom Aquaponics, Indra, Michigan Native, Mary Jane's Bed Gardens, Dreamer 77, Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard, Kruger, Jones at the Grow, Pop G Grows, Raz Amy Grows, Cass, the Grow From Your Heart podcast, Lily Luna, Green Men Flock, Jeremiah Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Soil, Jason Istone, P. Win, David, Colby, Mason 662, Scroggy McScroggerton, The Goddess Grows, Kaylee, the Chad and Brad Family, Farmers, Polly P, Kevin Jodry, Mike Honcho, Jay Huggett, UDA, Green Tree Hunter, Kush Cloud, Joshua Steensland, Ohm, Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Mystic Maze, Joe Love Always, Kelly Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sarge L, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy, Dan the Indoor Man, Dan the Indoor Man, Roll Meets Homies, almost skipped a row, Hamilton Grows, Clip Smoke, Kenneth Flags, Keystone, Kenneth Flag, PA, sorry, Keystone, Big High 710, Eugene Greenleaf, H. Drew Hustle, Fred Darn Carlos, North Arizona, Big Grow, No Sellout, Jesse White, Castine Yeti, Infraverse Genetics, Social J, Fixin' Robin, Killer 8, Mo, James Buttercream, C Dub from NorCal, Pharmacy Seed and Bank, Deadhead, Smoking 616, Curtis Mayhem, Matt Moyer, and Morte, Rick Heenan, Stephanie Dora, Antenna Seeds, Fab Carriers, K, Mike Rubles, Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slow to Get Up, Stu Move, Papaco 719, Make the Shake, baby, Old Smoke, PWC Growing Buds, Lore Wash, Mr. Weed Blunt, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, cheers to you and much respect as well. Honcho Grown, Floor Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Pungent Sound, Seeds, Goliath Grower, Richard T, Chrissy Wants to Be, Mr. Soul, Food Spectrum, Gone God, Lori Hanson, Real 2,000 Years Tradition, Mr. D. Connolly, Pimp Jam, McBody Face, Show Me Scratch Watch, Fuck Google and you, I'm going well, Canadian Restore, Purdue, Farmer Call Wright, Zephyr, Homo Farms, Tannery Farm, Seldom Scenes, Oak Park Garden Tale, 9782, Skunky Packs, Martial Artist 2012, Micro Slave Hefner, Danny McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert, Mr. Green Fingers, motherfucking Thomas, Ranger Coach Pledgy, Monkey Balls, Andrew Champlin, Bobby Lynn Means, Trent Steer, Mr. Mag, Tony Lake Baloney, Miss Bill S, Weed Peace, Tater Delicious, 2,000 years of tradition, cause I fucking missed it again, I guess. Minty, Country Roots, Huron Fire Genetics, Ear Creeper, Big Gray 420, Teeny Weenie 101, Buds and Hazards, Mr. Club 14, Bearded B-Man, 616, Null Up North, Max Screwman, Ruby, Timothy McKimmons, Neo, Justin Beans, Chronic 88, Fat Belly, Real, Jennifer Steele, Canvas 03, Turn Farmer, Shannon Stevens, shit, Carlos Latino, Skater Country, Mr. Speed, Wolfstein, Firesaw, Wally Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Ross Bob, White Feather Grows, Burning Shrooms, Tone Grows, Dane, K-Man Grows, BX Gunner, Smith, Duke Newt Grows, Sean McCann, J Mills, Dane Contenda, Walla Walla, Cannon Grow, Fall Dog, Huron, Cannon, Godzilla, Listen Paris, Rock Fam, Justice Make, 420, Fresh Growth, Thriving Herbs, High Boy, Your Real Man Grows, Weed Growing, Australian Grows, Love for the Plant, Argo, American, Spot Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Hawaii's Highest, Surf Crab, Micro Goon, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius Grows, St. Grove, Drink, Brownies, that is, Dan D, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Forging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green, 514, Million Jensen, Oz Indica, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, D's Bags, Throne Star, Shotgun Willie, Steak, Yoda, Jay Simmons, Sherbrooke Grows, Clackamas Coop, DJ Conley, Aaron the Grower, Light 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Your Boy, Roy Boy, Delta 9, Jay McDaniels, Clackamas 420, Stinky Colas, Dylan Steinford, PFC Farms. Sir Hall, I just remembered your song. I'll play that tomorrow. PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sun Growth, 707, J.A. Droz, J420, Cascadian Gross, T-Toes McGee, and this guy talking in the background about whatever. Four Blades, A. Weedworks, Captain Scrog, Skunk Buds, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee Live, Gaster Tempe, Annie N. D. Urge, Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles, 11 Bindu Buds, Michael Ross and Plenty, 311 Mix Up, Kinder Gross, Evergreen, G's Friends, Treat, MMJ, Matt Ass, Save Ball, Dragonfly Bead, Travis, Justin Meds, Travis Walls, Lucky Mike, Seattle, Chronic Seeds, King, Chronic, Titans from Blessed Coast Seeds, Django Gas, Wabasson for Life, John Smith, Tommy Trico, Spoken King, Raz, Pop Little, Slow Roll, Spiky Pilot, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Steelberg, Into 11, Stephanie B, Sharp, Pulley 989, Von Braun, Sovereign Garden, Stoner Nation 420, Joe Y, Bugs 1313, Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Booth, Jay Myers, Jamid, The Chat, Mr. Manny D, Banksy, Dr. GGC, Jeff Shredder 911, Dutch Grows 420, Scallywag 420, Skillbull 1, Med Grower 1, Empire Breeding Co., Bergoli, Lost Leaf, Leo Mass, Danny Danko, B-Bear 7, Allie Noble, CK, John Trinidad, Looney Jester, Smoking Miss Small Town, Tim Ness, Mr. Lazy, Raptor Groves, Rob, Automation and Freedom, Robert Hazelton, Door, Michigan, Corey, Double Tap Farms, Mr. Green Thumb 420, 808, Rudy Prospects, Kane Above, Harbor, 8 Life, Kenny 710, Operation Grow, T Ben, TM 420, 696, Rude Nut 619, Hammered E-Nail, Scammered, Dr. Scrambles, BB Moonrock, GHFJJ, Bio Green, Stuff Grower 56, Hanky Sanky 420, OG, KP, Your Ganja Nana, Your Mama, Georgia Joe, Roz, Roy Rodriguez, Be Growing, Nature's Best Nugs, Killer Bee Grows, Ganja the Wizard, Husky Guards, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Oots, Oil Life, Soil for Life 420, Dr. or Bull for Life 420, Jeffro 420. Eva 698, Dr. Franklin Booty, Ted's Test, Goddamn I'm Baked, The Riff and Fat Boy, Jack Greenstock, 420, Boom Farms, Charlie Farms, 420, Aldridge, 25, Smiley's Garden, JT, Misty's Nugs, Smoking Grove, Frazier, Grokoski, Twisted Roots, Penny Farm, 420, Jeff Dorowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Ball 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Ginger Stamp, CTE, Rose, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Ken Trooper, Flying Cat 420, Loaded Up Again, Tim, UKSIF, Buddha Boy, Devon Shipwreck, Medical MJ, Budsville, USA, Resurrection. Insurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Tank Man 420, Tank Man Dad, Brad Central Farms, Good Luck, Joni Bell, Teacher B, Most Hated Grower, Major General 420, Army, the American One, W Digger 714, Shirate, Skinny Ocean, X Mountain Skies, ready to hit that high five. Chris Mertz, Ian, Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Pepper Fay, Cam, Finger Lakes, Finest, Rich Patch, Dozer Moon, Southern BT Grower, Choose Medical, Jerry Bear, Plus One Mushroom, Secret City Pioneers, My Little 10, 2042 Spacewalker, Christian Tree Mom, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul Homegrown, Mike B. T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Huddy Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, Lift This, My Man Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest, Roscoe, Paul Lemon, Oko, Trench Digger, Prudence Use of Life, Richard 420, Grant Manuel, Mary Band, Sammy Sizzle, 81, East Colas, Chris Moon, DK Trades, Vision Creator, Guru, Kind Brew, Cannon Nation, JJ Wires, Rob Wobby, Sean Benz, Rescue Ready, Roadside, Elk, Notorious Nugs, Magma Seeds, Father and Son Trimming Tutorial, Dub T Dank, Jose Ramirez Perez, Doug O the Hut, 420 Buck, Chico Man, GR 420, Community Videos, Detroit River Rat, Garcia, Lewis Garcia, Michael P, AJ every day. Oh, where'd that leave off? Cheddar Bob 13. We can't leave out Cheddar Bob 13. Good morning, motherfucker. Sorry. Hopefully that didn't offend you, brother. Maine 420 Men Grower, Cookie Scoop J. Kendricks, In for the Grill, Travis Wells, Backwoods All Good, Sally Mansell, Adam Skankin, Chanel Simpsons, One Smoke Away, Gotcha Roach, Kazoo, Aaron Burnett Trims, Mr. Lincoln Sinkin, Angel Studios, MG 420, Grotep, Paul DLF, John Fleming, Dankbits, Kimo S. Sky will be coming up soon. Fiber Flower, Paul P. Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny, Organic, Sunman, Chiba Sunny, Jeff Papalik, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That Be, The Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Greystone, Stoner Baker MD, Stony Creek, Ross Sonic, Friends Dwellers, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man Hermit Hash, Freebird, Old Mo Grower, Matty Gar, Simple Man, Survival Time, Tim Blake, Gulf Coast, Chronic, Stink Fed, Caballero, Harley Grower, Jen God, Jason Line 512, Steve Collins, Todd Kendricks, property name Vince, Sharpie, The Island Haze, Scuba Steve Speaks, GRE, Randy K, TCDR, Claire Killian, Wardrobe Barney, Randy Grande, Pip 1000, Ace Boo, 3223, Wake Up, Captain Freedom P, Puffer Smiles, 15 Digit, Michigan Ganja, Mooch Hash, Red G, Super Bob, Groski, A Weekend at Bernie's, K Bag, Justice Station, Strong Style, Organic, Zippy, iMedic 31, Honesty, K Hall, Me All Flower, Brent Boog, Todd Kendricks, Newton, KNT, Chris D, Truth Serum, 4x4, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Adrian Soul, Home, Kevin Jiu-Jitsu, Can of Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab, Low Cut, Edward Tremblay, Mo Manny Men, Raz Benji, Helen, Huge Anus. I'm not saying Helen has a huge Janus. That's two different names. James T, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy, LT Gardens, Big High Flower 420, Lobster Brush Bro, Mother Tree Bane, Red Pill, Yo Boy, Roy Boy, Aesthetic, Shannon Gibson, Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, The 840 Show, Red Pill again, 710, Cannabis Pursuit, K Rolling, The Worthy Buzz, Logan Man 81, Olin Flower Podcast, Blake, what's up, Buddha? Buddha Blake, where you been? Entourage Defendant, Warren Nixon, Pink Lady Luck, Almano 420, Surrounded by Keith, Ferrari Farms, Fringe to Other, Single Flower, Single Fathers, that is, sorry guys, Happiness Without Guilt, Brew City Synthetic, Wine Sustainable, Midnight Roots, Dead Cynic, Knuckles, Michael D, or is that Michael P? I think that's Michael P. What are we? Polly, be quick, be nimble. Bud Kilowatts. Michael D4889. Is that one correct? Oh, man, it's Mitchell. Mitchell D448. Sorry about that. Disbanded Brothers has been back. Kill, we've been missing you. Mycelium Matt Joseph. Green Machine RX. And last but not least, Weedus 207. Love you, brother, man. Thank you for holding it down in chat. Like you do, dropping those links like so many of you cool motherfuckers do. 420, 420. That means you as well. Thank all you guys for what you do. Tuning up every night, man. Those of you got the wrenches holding it down, keeping things good in chat, dropping the links, man. All you great folks that pop on, great folks that tune in, people that participate in the wormholes, future guests of all the above. This the organics takeover, guys. We can't forget Smiley, man. Smiley's key. Smiley's key to this adventure. I think. I know. Thank you all for hanging out, man. That's for real from the bottom of my heart. You guys know the deal. If this is the end of your day, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, have an amazing day. And moreover, make sure you please, please do something nice for somebody. It's so easy to do. Little pickups go so long, man. So long and so far if you just try, man. It doesn't take much to look a cashier in the bad having a bad day in the eyes. Just hello, doing all right? You know, it does help people just snap out of that shittiness. And sometimes we all need it, like it or not. We all need it. So, thank you for tuning in. Random acts of kindness do save lives. You know, I'm never gonna stop saying it. You know, I've been picked up so many times when I've been squirreled out. Can't thank all of the people that help me. All I can do is turn around. You guys have a good day. I love you guys. I'll see you tonight. I don't even know who my guest is tonight. I'll have to look. I'll post it. Thank you guys for tuning in.